Fair warning, some game developers
Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering.
Welcome everybody, we are back. This is Team C. We are going in a little bit fresh today. We were supposed to be playing as Team D today, but things didn't work out too well, so we are coming to you with Season 1, Episode 3 of Angels and Aboleths, only 2 days from our other episode, and it's called Flashbacks. Today's a bit of a backstory episode. Our party recently stumbled into another puzzle trap room. So instead of doing all of that today, what they're going to be doing is thinking about life a little bit. Maybe what happened. So we're gonna start and we're gonna go around. We are missing Alaric today. He's at work. He was not expecting to be called upon today. So we'll just start with Leaf. Leaf, what is a fun fact from your childhood?
Fun fact about Leaf is he was raised by druids. So he knows how to speak druidic, and as well as practice the faith of Obed High, which is the god of hunters and the balance of nature.
Obed High. All right. How religious are you with Obed High?
He's a follower, but he's not like uber religious.
Okay. Would you say that, like, for instance, if you died and went to heaven, you'd go to Obadiah heaven?
Yes, he's like a normal congregate. He's not like a cleric or like somebody who would, or like a missionary and that kind of sort. It's his own personal faith. He doesn't talk about it much.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Let's cut to Kiva. Kiva.
So my fun fact is that Kiva has been living alone in the cottage that she lives in for exactly 15 years.
Exactly.
She moved out when she
15
was
years.
50.
She moved out when she was 50. Interesting. Interesting. Do your parents miss you? Do your mom and your grandmother miss you?
They miss me, but like I go back to visit them whenever I can, so it's not
And
like I'm always
I would
gone.
say you probably have a stash of letters in your bag. Just stuff that they probably send you letters every now and then via carrier pigeon, as well as like a pie or some food. Did you say it was your mom or your grandma who liked baking?
My mother liked baking.
Okay, your mom probably sends you food, and your grandmother probably does the writing.
Mm.
So your grandmother's probably like, "Oh, we miss you so much," and yada yada yada, and then your mom sends you a piece of food every now and then, and then you go and probably visit them. So good relationship with your family. Okay,
We keep
Sentinel,
it moving.
what's a fun fact about your past?
Uh, I'll probably just mention the thing I mentioned before we start streaming is that technically the body of Sentinel is only like actually like 6 years old.
6 years
So
old.
at least in comparison to the other
Physically 6 years old
members of
though.
physical
Maybe not
6 year old.
not mentally or soul
No,
wise,
I
but
think mentally he's
physically.
probably the smartest one out of every single person in the party.
Mentally the smartest or mentally the oldest? Because we do
I
have
think
an
maybe
elder who's
mentally he's
65.
like 30 or 40.
Mentally he's 30 or 40. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So, okay. Fun fact about me. I am just now over being sick. I still am a little nasally, but I'm just now being over sick. So yeah, that's my fun fact. Okay. Stepping away from the dangers of Adventurers Folly, or the many goblins sliced in half, beaten to a pulp, um, the many sand pits fallen into, the many, basically everything that you've done. We're stepping away from that, and we're gonna go back a little bit, go back in time. We're actually gonna start with Kiva. We're gonna go back 25 years ago to that. No, sorry, 15 years ago to the day before you moved out. Now, I remember that you have your familiar, right? How old is your
Yep.
familiar again? How long have you had your familiar?
I if I remember, I've had him for roughly 5 years. I don't know if that's the exact number I said last time I brought him up, but like it's around like that range
Okay,
where
actually,
he's still a little.
let's instead of going back to the day you move out, let's go back further. Let's go back to the day that you find your familiar. What does
Okay.
that look like? What does it look like when you uh, encounter and describe your familiar too?
Okay, so basically, there was a day where I was walking through the forest. My mother said, "Hey, I need some elderberries for the pie I'm making," and I'm like, "Of course, mother. Let me go find you some." So I'm walking through the woods with my little basket, and I hear like a little whimper and like of some animal in the woods, and it's like sounds like it's in a bit of pain. Not fully sure. So I rush over because I care so much about animals, y'all. That's a fact. So, and I find this little wolf pup with a like not a splinter, more like stick about this big, like jabbed into its like back
Ew,
thigh.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it must have ran through a bush and had it got caught. So so Kiva's seeing this little wolf, and like immediately she's like don't say anything. So she gets down. She casts Cure Wounds. She places her hand around the twig where the twig is between her thumb. She's casting Cure Wounds as she delicately pulls it out.
Okay. I would say your familiar does let out a little bit of a cry when it finally, clears.
Hmm.
And I would say that it gets up, probably leaps back at first, kind of scared, not immediately comforted. You did heal it, but also, it's still
It's a yeah,
a baby. Um
little babe.
I would say it probably um kind of takes a second, sniffs your hand. I'm sure you're not really moving, and at first when you go to pet it, it's just jumping away. It's not doing anything. So what are you doing when it does that?
I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm obviously like low to the ground, if not on the ground. I'm just leaving my hand out, and I turn around and I reach in my bag and I pull out one of the elderberries I have, and I'm placing it in my hand, being like, "You want it? You want it so bad."
It takes a second, and it comes up and sniffs your hand again. It grabs the elderberry and then runs off into the bushes. You don't know where this thing went.
I'm a little sad. I'll get up. Obviously, it's like I don't know this little guy yet, so it's just like a, aw. And I like look around a bit, see if I find where he ran off to, and if I don't, I'm just gonna continue walking and trying to find some more elderberries.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception check.
And we are using their current stats. The way I justify this is you remember yourself doing things better than you probably did it.
Mm-hmm.
15, I'd say with a 15, you know he's around the area. He probably hasn't gotten too far. And if you want to spend more time finding him, you could. But I mean, like you said, you don't really know this guy, so you're just gonna keep looking around for some elderberries.
Right.
And as you do, you hear some twig snaps again, and you hear a familiar sound as he cries out again.
Again?
Again.
Okay.
Are you investigating?
Yeah, I'm not this little baby. I have to go help him.
Okay, so as you come upon him, he has another stick, but this time it's in his mouth. He's lying in the same position that he was whenever the stick was stuck in his little leg, and he's like, "Oh, the stick has stabbed me! Please help me!" Is what he would be saying if he was talking, but instead he's just kind of like eyeing you as he like fake whimpers.
Okay, so would I be able to tell that he was fake whimpering, or would I think
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
it's
real?
obvious. Oh, he is playing this thing up.
Okay.
It is so obvious.
Okay, then I'm gonna gently walk forward, and I'm gonna like use cure wounds, where I'm gonna say like whatever I did last time again, and while I delicately remove the twig from his mouth.
Okay, as soon as it's from his mouth, he pops back up and he's like, his tail gives a little bit of a wag, and he's like, "Oh, let me not give myself away right now." And he goes, "Thank you," and he like gives you a look of like, "Thank you again," and he looks at you expectantly.
I reach in my bag and I pull out another elderberry. This time, two elderberries, and I
Oh,
place them in the cup of my hand.
okay. He goes up and it doesn't take a sniff. It doesn't take a minute. He immediately eats them. And now throughout the rest of the day, as you're gathering elderberries, it's a game of how can he fake an injury to get an elderberry out of you? And
Mm-hmm.
I'd say a few times you're like, oh, nope, that's not enough. And he's like, oh, really? Um, and yeah, you two are bonded. You have helped him, and he follows you home that night. Probably sleeps outside the first couple days. Doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
not really used to your mom or your grandmother, but after your grandmother goes out one day and gives him some of the scraps of your dinner, he immediately warms up to your family. So yeah, you now have your familiar.
Yay!
Let's go to Leaf. Leaf, you have just been cast out of your tribe. Um, where are you headed? What are you doing? What do you have with you?
So at this point, Leaf is just a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's very weak and like slow compared to the other Goliaths, hence why he was cast out. But I think the first
How
thing Leaf
tall
tries
is
to
he?
do at this point, Leaf is around how many years ago would you say this is?
I don't know. When were you cast out?
I'd say Leaf is around he was cast out when he was 5 or 6.
Okay, so I'd say this is about 20 years ago.
Okay. So Leaf around this time is only around 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's very small for a Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first thing, Leaf has always kind of been taught about nature in his studies, at least the basic understandings in his society. So the first thing I think strikes to his mind is he needs to find shelter.
Okay. I'd say that immediately. Would the Goliaths live up on a mountain?
Yes, high mountain.
Okay. So he makes his way. He's making his way down the mountain, and there's always been a forest below where your tribe is. And I think for the first night, it just comes to your mind that you need to stay in this forest, and you need to make yourself, even if it's just sleeping up on a branch with a few leaves over you, you need to find a spot that's going to be dry because it looks like a storm's coming. It's your first night out, and this was the worst luck you could have had. It
Mhm.
appears a storm's coming. You have some food, you have some water, so you're not really worried about anything other than shelter right now. So if you would go ahead and make an investigation check for me to try and find some shelter. Which, by the way, guys, Leaf is historically bad at intelligence checks. Okay, an
Okay.
11. I'd say it takes you right up until the sun sets to find a place, but you're able to.
Okay.
It's a small. It's actually a very large tree that has been struck by lightning and rotted in the center. So you're able to basically curl into the inside of this tree that has a small hole in it, perfectly leaf-sized, at least right now. Um, yeah, and you're able to sleep there for the night. Are you staying there for the night, or are you looking for something better?
I think I'm just gonna stay there for the night. So much emotions are going through his head right now, and like he's gonna take what he can just to something to survive the storm or weather the weather.
Okay. As you're staying there, the rain comes, it goes. You still get a little wet because it's still like the wind is blowing, but you're able to basically stay dry. You're able to eat a little bit, drink a little bit, and yeah, you get a full night's sleep. And when you wake up, there is a figure standing over you. It's probably I'd say about figure of about like 2-3 feet in height, and he is speaking a language to you. Okay, as a what like would you say that you guys speak common up on your mountain?
Yes, common and giant.
Okay, I would say that he's speaking a language to you that you don't know what it is. Um, and he's pointing to you, and three or four more other figures around the same height, also equally young, point at you, and they grab a long stick and they lightly poke at you. What are you doing?
I think Leaf just like being just startled by these creatures or just surrounding him, instinctually tries to grab for like a stick or something like that around him to at least not hit them, but like hold close to him in case like when they
Okay.
do try to attack.
So as soon as you make your first movement, they all jump back, and they are clearly like they didn't expect you to move immediately. And they, one of them says something extremely loudly, and they scatter. They run off. Um, Are you going after them? Are you getting up? What's happening? You're now alone, you believe. You could probably run after them if you want to, but they're probably gone for now.
I think Leaf's gonna get up and just try to keep moving. He's like he knows that other settlements exist. He's hoping he can reach something or some place of uh shelter or just find a better place in the woods to hang out in and figure out what he's gonna do.
Okay. So as you're continuing to move, I want you to make what's your passive perception? I think it's like
Passive perception
2.
is going to be 12.
12. Okay. Um, as you're moving through the woods, it takes you a couple hours, but you realize that some of those smaller figures are kind of shadowing you. They're not necessarily following you, but they're taking turns. They're just looking at you. They're fascinated by you. Still chittering in that little language to each other, um, and uh, one of them, as you're walking, comes up in front of you. It takes you quite a few hours for them because they're slowly like you're here, you're walking this way, they're following like quite a few feet away, but slowly they're getting closer and closer, and finally they start talking to you. One of them says, uh, "Who are you? Very slowly.
I kind of like put my like stick down to kind of signify like don't want to hurt.
Mhm.
And I get on one knee to kind of match their level,
Mhm.
and I now at this time, um, I don't think Leaf has had the name Leaf yet.
Mhm.
Um, so at this time, he states his um original name, which was I'm gonna say it was
Could be rock.
yeah I was good Gron.
Gron. Okay. So they say Gron, and they do the hand on their own chest, and they say something that you can't understand, and they go, um, stick. They say the word stick, and they look at you and they go, where? Just say the word
I
where.
I think in Leaf's mind, the thought of him just being cast out is still floating in his head. So he points up the mountain because he thinks they're asking where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
So he points up at the mountain, um, and just there.
And then he looks at you funny and starts laughing and goes, no, where?
Where do he's still trying to put this together? Like, where do I want to go?
Yes, where?
Um, I don't know. I don't.
Ah.
I'm
And
scared.
he looks at you and he stops you like for a second. He motions you to stop because you two have been walking side by side for a minute here, and like you got up eventually. And he looks at you and he goes, uh, play, and brings out he brings out he touches you and says a word and runs away. And more of these types of figures who you are now realizing are children, specifically human children, are running around and basically playing a game of tag. But it's not tag. It's and this is the funny part. They tag each other, but once they tag someone, that person has to tag another person. And there's 3 people who are it, and you are now one of them.
Uh, does does Leaf grab the gist of this game by watching?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But after a few minutes, it's pretty obvious, and they're like coming close to you, like oh, and then juking you out, and basically showing off a little bit. But yeah, you are it.
I think Leaf is overexcited about this game because it's the first time that uh he's kind of bit well, it's the first time that since being that he feels a genuine kind of calm come over him because it does remind him about the games he used to play with the other children up on the mountain.
Okay. Yeah. So you are running around with these children. You're playing tag. Um, and the sun begins to set again, and they basically all say goodbye, and they start walking off. And the one who initially came up to you, Stick, goes, where? Me.
Where do you want to go?
No, no. Where? Gron. Me.
Uh,
And he motions like, follow me.
I start following because I mean, Leaf has no idea what's going on.
Okay, so he leads you to what older you would recognize as a as your druidic village. Um, and he basically points to a shack in the back. Not their like main. Would you say they live in huts,
Yeah,
cottages, shacks, huts? Okay. He
like
points you
stuff
to
made out of like clay or something like that,
yeah.
natural.
He points to one of the shacks in the back, not necessarily a hut, but a shack, and just says, like he does this, like be quiet. And he goes inside, and he basically talks to somebody, and he brings you out a warm meal and some water. Um, and then inside you hear someone yell his name, and the name he originally told you, but you don't understand in the language, and he runs back in, and basically you're able to go to sleep. No one comes near you. It's totally fine, and yeah, you wake up the next day in this village, and I'd say for probably the next 2 or 3 days you are hanging out with these children, playing games with them, until one day a parent finds you. But we're gonna come back to that after Sentinel. Um, okay, Sentinel. It is 10 years ago. 4 years before the event. You are currently in your study. Would you say you have a lab, or would you call it a study? Would you say you spend more time in your lab or your study?
Study.
Study. Okay, you are in your study, and you are pouring through, you're researching, and you are met with a knock at your door.
Well, then he's probably gonna walk to the door and then probably open it up.
Okay, at the door, you see a young man around your same age. He greets you with a handshake, and he says, "Hello, sir. I wanted to say that you're. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. Good afternoon. I am Vorn Ashenwood. I am a man of studies as well. Like I've followed your work. I've seen what you've been doing. Um, and I gotta say, like, I would love to study under you, and I really want to understand your concept on the role that gods play in magic. I haven't seen you really focus too much on that, and I just was wondering what your thought was.
The gods roll on magic. Admittedly, I haven't done as research as I was hoping to get at this point. I've been quite busy with a separate project at the moment,
He
one
nods. He
that
nods. He
is
goes. He
taking a
goes.
considerable amount of resources.
Well, I would absolutely love to study under you, or help you, or do whatever. I've come a really long way to be here, sir. If I hate to be too forward, but if you would let me in so I may have more conversations with you, or you could tell me about what you're researching now, I would love to help you.
Okay. And so he will invite him in. And with the same questions, how much research have you done prior? Or at least what is your uh, history of education?
He tells you that he has recently graduated from one of the top universities um, in, I'll say, the land, right, in this area basically, and how he's been doing hefty amounts of research on into magic, specifically the roles that religion and plays into magic, and that gods have in magic and their role in it. He looks at you and he says, you know, uh, it's funny. A lot of people say that when you get an education, you stray further from your religion because you believe you're higher than it, that you're smarter than them. But truly, I believe that through my education, I have become closer and begun to understand more of their role. They're more like us than we believe, but maybe that is interesting. Maybe it's dangerous. I don't know yet, but that's really why I want to study with you and fully understand more of the mysteries of the universe and try and, I don't know, get a grasp on where I am in the universe rather than where they are. I've been studying them so much. I really just want to hammer down something. I don't know, whatever project you're working on. I've seen your work. I was recommended here to you by Professor Kuhn. He told me, you know, oh, well, if you want to get a good whatever, use my name. So I studied under him for 5 years as a research assistant. I was his professor. I was his lab assistant for 2 years. Um, oh, oh my God, I am so sorry. And he pulls out a little trinket. What would you say, Sentinel? What would you say? What was a very small project that you may have submitted in your initial studies in like a first or second year university class? like a simple device.
A simple device. At least my immediate thought was like almost like a small replication of like a mechanical animal, almost like a little robot mouse.
Okay, so he brings forward the robot mouse and he says, and he is not wearing a hat, but he it's as if he motions to grab one, and he realizes he's not wearing one, and he puts his hand here and holds out the mouse and goes, I also regret to inform you that Professor Kuhn has recently passed away. There was a fire at his university. Um, most of most everyone made it out. He actually died saving a student, um, and it I I don't even know what to say. That's partially why I'm here, is to inform you, but the other part is I'm trying to do something now with my life. With him gone, there's nothing for me. Um, but yes, he specifically wanted you to have this mouse. He actually brought it up in class on the first day of second year in his course. He said, uh, one of my students made this mouse, and it is a simple device, yet none of you could replicate it currently. And so by the end of the year, we had to make our simple device. I'm sure you know the project. Um, it's one of those things that uh, we just loved about him. He was very personable. Yes, but it was horrible to hear about his death. I personally was not there. I was away. It happened almost in the middle of the night.
That's so then. Well, that's not it. I think I would probably need maybe a little bit of assistance with my work. At least I've been probably cooped in here for months.
Okay. So from there, I would say that we fast forward a little bit. We almost see like a montage, right? For the next 2 or 3 months, you two working closely together. You know, it starts off with you doing a little bit of research here, a little bit of research there, and he's just kind of watching you, like, okay, can I do something? And then eventually, he goes and he starts making you meals and getting you drinks. That's how it kind of starts the first week, and then the second week, he is kind of researching a little bit more with you. And in the third week, it's very clear that you're training him. This is going to be your protege. This is going to be the one who carries on your life's work after you pass on. He will be the second name on each journal that you produce from here on. He will be, when you make your first mark, your first prototype, your first big break, he will be in the subheader with you in the header. And I would say, what is one big project that you work on with him?
I think probably by this point, I think he would probably introduce him to the project that is taking up the majority of his time, which would be almost like a construct.
Okay, so I think we see a very early version of the current Sentinel. I say, what would you call your first, like Iron Man has Mark 1, right? What would you call your first ever model? It's okay if you want to call it Mark 1, because I get it. It's a great name.
I'm holding back from trying to not do a funny. My first thought is the Prime Sentinel model.
Okay. Sentinel Prime.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know. Just no. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, Sentinel Prime. What material is Sentinel Prime made of?
I would say a mixture of irons, steels, and a little bit of like runic rocks. I would say, for at
Okay.
least to help.
So I
Alright.
think when you're testing this model, it's you then begin to you make it, you test it. That probably takes another 2 weeks, and I would say on your last test for this model, it becomes clear that the material is just too heavy. The thing can do stuff, it can be fine, but any elevated building with wooden floors, any step could basically send it through the floorboards. Um, so clearly you need to come with something lighter. Also, another problem with this model is water, right? Rain without like thorough care, this model can't weather time, but it can. And it also sinks in water. So, for instance, you couldn't use this on a ship. You could use it possibly like on land, sure, but there's no water capabilities. So you understand that this model is, yes, it's good, but it's very limited in its usage. So I think that you you have a disagreement with Vorin here, and he says, well, clearly we need to make it. We need to do something here with a bit of not necessarily a material change, but a magic change, like a current change. We need to. He brings up religion again. He says, I think we need to get like a mark or something. We need to converse with a god, put a mark on it, and make it do all those things. Give it resistances, make it powerful. Um, it's okay if it's metal as long as it is able to do the things that it needs to do, maybe through different means, maybe magical means. And I think this is where you correct him and you say something along the lines, hopefully, if you're agreeing with me here, about not relying on other people, but instead your own handiwork.
Yes.
Okay. And I'd say that you guys probably get into a big fight about this. And it's such a big fight that he does leave. And he doesn't take any work with him, but he doesn't leave a letter. He doesn't tell you where he's gone, he just is gone. And with him is Sentinel Prime. He has stolen it. But you now have probably about 3 or 4 years until the incident where I would say, unless you are telling me anything different, you are just basically building model after model after model to try and come up with a better one.
I think that probably sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for some reason my map has gone off the screen. Let me get this right here. 1 second. But yeah, I would say you are now, it is now the day of the incident, and we are going to cut there and go to Kiva. Kiva,
What's good?
it is now
Yes.
the day that you must leave your home. How are you breaking the news?
Well, it's not coming to my mother and my grandmother as a shock. Since I was around like 50 even, I've been talking about like moving out and like just like living in a cottage like somewhere not too far but also not too close. And they were supportive of the idea, although my mother wanted to make sure I was in touch. So
Yeah,
come the day
I think your mom, I think when you told your mom, I think she was supportive initially, but
Mhm.
I think it's a small cottage, and I think you could hear her crying that night when you went to bed, and
Yeah.
she was very upset about you leaving, and I think in the morning, um, I think on the day that you leave, I think she's there to tell you goodbye, but I think she is very weepy, and she's coming off a little cold because she's trying not to cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What else is happening?
Um So I imagine I'm standing like at the doorway about to walk out with Nutmeg, my little wolf, by my side, and I can imagine my mother handing me her favorite favorite wood elfin dish, and my grandmother handing me a few like magical trinkets like potions, ingredients, whatever. And I imagine that um it's not it's not a grieving goodbye for my grandma. It's more of a
No, your
happy.
grandmother's cheerful. She's so happy. She's not necessarily
Yeah.
happy you're leaving, but she's so proud of you. And she tells you
Hmm.
that. Every letter that she has sent you since the day that you left, I'm so proud of you. We are so proud of you. She always mentions that. Um, when she was teaching you magic, she was not just teaching you magic to learn cool magic. She was teaching you magic to take care of yourself. Um, she doesn't think that you should be unprepared. So she is happy to see that you feel ready. Um, and I think you're familiar. I think your mom hugs it and breaks down immediately. That little facade of, oh, okay, we'll see you tomorrow, with the little puffy eyes, immediately breaks, and she's just crying. And I think your grandmother just kind of gives a little pet and just says, "All right, well, we'll see you." And I think they're waving to you as you walk off.
And I'm waving back for as long as I can because I'm gonna miss them, but I gotta follow my dreams.
Right. And I think over the next few months we see you kind of walking through the woods. You know. Okay, I kind of wanna. Do you think you found a spot previous?
I think if I ever had to travel with my grandmother mother beforehand, subconsciously I'm like, this could be a good spot, or this could be a good spot. Like
So
I'm
I
just
think
like,
I think you're perusing for about a month before you finally find a spot and you're like, okay, this is where I want to set up. And we don't necessarily see Kiva begin constructing. We just see the building slowly begin to take form as Kiva is doing different actions in the building. For instance, sleeping one day and waking up in the morning and the roof is slightly more done. The walls are slightly more built. It's a slow process, but you basically build your own house, um, and it comes together nicely. Um, and I think we see uh,
sorry.
we see your cottage. You're good. We see your cottage with a little plume of smoke coming out as you are baking, and have your own recipe ready. Whenever you get your first carrier pigeon letter. What are you doing? This pigeon lands in the window.
Do I see that it's holding the
Oh
little
yeah,
like?
it has a little note on it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna like let it hop on my finger. I'm gonna gently take the note and set it down on my counter.
Okay, so you take the note. The bird is just kind of hanging out, like hello, and drinks some water from like a little dish that you have out for birds. And you read your letter, and it says, one second here. Let's see if I have a letter here. One second. Nope, I don't have a letter here. It is in here. Gotta love writing stuff down. Nope, that's physics. That's physics. That's physics. That's physics. That's the Kiva letter. Okay. Dear Kiva, your mother and I are so proud of you. I do worry for you, but not nearly as much as your mother. We always make an extra portion for your supper in case you arrive. Uh, in any case, continue being the shining light of kindness that we know you are. Love, Mimi. P.S. Roger, pointing at the bird. As soon as you read the word Roger, you kind of see that he has a little bit of a name tag on the ribbon. Um, Roger loves extra bird feed, and it has an XOXO at the bottom of it.
I think reading that last part, I'm gonna like walk over to those like those like millennial white things that have like the label on it
Oh yeah,
that's like
yeah.
sugar, coffee. I think I would have one of those and it would say like specific mix of almonds, cashews, and others. And I'll and I'll
Nice.
and I'll dip my hand in there and I'll like get a bit of peanut butter that was like in another cabinet, and I'll just like make a little tiny little ball, and I'll just like set it right in front of Mr. Pigeon, sir.
Okay, well, Roger the pigeon eats this thing up like crazy, and kind of gives you a look and flutters up to your shoulder and kind of nestles against your neck a little bit there, um, and he looks at you, kind of expectantly, and he just gets kind of sitting there. Um, you kind of get the idea that he's waiting for another letter to be attached to him.
Oh, okay. So, like, I think she would like snap into the realization, and she takes the little pot on her soap and sets it off to one of the cooler ones while she's gone. And she's gonna go to the other room, grab a quill, and grab a sheet of paper, come back to Roger and start writing a letter.
Okay. Well, you write your letter. We don't necessarily need to know what that is just yet, but you write your letter. All is well in the Kiva neighborhood. Okay. I know it was kind of short, but let's go ahead and cut back to Leaf a little bit here. Leaf, at this point, we'll say it's 2 years into you being in the Druid village, and things are looking well. You are now a valued member of their society. Stick is now your brother. You're being raised basically by Stick's family as well as the rest of the Druids, but specifically Stick's mother and father had taken to you a little bit, teaching you the language. Stick has basically been hanging out with you, but you are faced with a hardship as you're now being bullied. Yeah, young
Oh
Leaf is
boy.
being bullied for being different in Druid Middle School. Um,
The
yeah,
most treacherous of times.
yeah, the most treacherous of times. You just became a sixth grader, got bumped up from fifth grade, and now all of a sudden, all those upper class Druid seventh and eighth graders are looking at you. They don't seem to be having a good time, but you, Stick, and your little small friend group, you seem to be making it out. But you encounter one big bully who, like, absolutely towers over the rest of the druids, but is like only up to like belly button height for you because you're
How
that
tall
tall.
am I now?
I don't know. I'd say you probably have grown by like 2 feet.
Okay.
Um, and he is looking at you and he's like, "Ah, think you're tough stuff, huh?"
But I mean, I am partially made of partly stone, so yes.
Oh, was that a crack in your voice? Okay, buddy. Clearly you haven't hit magical puberty. Well, uh, you really have made a loss of words here, dummy.
I think I just ignore him, not even like look at his eyes, just look over him.
And he goes, "Hey," and goes to like punch you, because this is a very much like middle school. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to pick on the big kid bully. And he goes to punch you, and but as he lands his fist against you, it cuts his hand. Because you're like Rocky kind of, and this is where
Hmm.
you kind of learn Stone's endurance a little bit. You've been practicing, and it cuts his hand, and he immediately starts screaming and crying. And the middle school teacher, Miss, give me a name, Miss what? Someone come up with a last name.
Crabapple.
Miss Crabapple. Miss Crabapple comes to you and goes, "Ugh, Leaf, what have you done now?"
What's this bully's name?
This bully's name is, I was about to say Roger, but that's the name of the pigeon. This Leaf's name is this bully's name is we'll say Dominic.
I'm like, I didn't do anything. Dominic was trying to punch me,
You're
but
just you're just always causing trouble, and it's always something with you. It's always something. I've told them before you shouldn't be schooled with the rest of the children. Okay, you're going to detention, and Dominic is going to the nurse's office. You're gonna have a talk with the head druid principal.
but I didn't
I
do
just, I
anything.
nope, shut, no. now, detention. And so
Boy.
Stick is there and he goes, ma'am, he didn't do anything. She goes, do you want it? Do you want it too? And he's like, well, if this is how you're gonna act, you bit. And she's like, nope. Those words better not come from your mouth. I will tell your father and your mother that you said that. And he looks like he gets pale and he goes, oh. And she goes, go to detention. And so yeah, your best friend is going with you to detention. Um, so you're sitting in detention. And Dominic is basically getting off scot free. What are you and Stick doing in detention?
I feel like I'm not. I wouldn't say Leaf is upset because I'm sure this is normal for him.
He's probably been in
Um,
detention at least one other time.
yeah, so it's like I think at this point he's just trying to. I don't know if Dominic's ever been. I don't know if he's supposed to be like a good student, like So
Dominic's
I don't know if
dumb.
he. What?
Dominic is dumb and he's falling behind in his grades. He probably only did that to feel some sort of sense of power. And you and I, looking on it as older people, would be like, okay, yeah, this kid needs some attention from home and all this other stuff. But as a middle schooler, you probably only think that he's doing this because he hates you.
Mm. I don't think. I think Leaf is more kind of upset at not at Dominic. I mean, kind of because you did like try to start something, but I don't think he's necessarily angry. He's more upset at like the circumstances, and I think he's more trying to calm Stick down.
Okay, Stick is like, this is so stupid, man. Like, why are they like this? They act as if you haven't been around for forever. Like, we literally, like, yeah, we found you or whatever, but like, you literally have been doing the same thing that they've been doing. Yeah, you don't get magic as well, but like, you do the same thing because you're that strong. I mean, like, we use magic to do this or do that. You can just do it because you can. You know what I mean? Like, so stupid, bro. So stupid. And so he's clearly upset. But you kind of console him a little bit. And then the principal comes in and he goes, you two boys ought to stay out of trouble. I keep seeing you two here, and I gotta let you know, I know it's Dominic's fault. And it's because the principal is your father, or at least your druid
Mm.
father. And he looks at you and he goes, I know what's going on, but Dominic's family, his dad, he's the lead, he's one of the council members. We can't really do anything. They're gonna cut the school if we do something about it. I mean, let me just say, as I've told you boys at home before, his dad had the same grades that he did, so that's all I'm saying. Um, but he has sway. So I have to do this. I have to keep you here. It's just one of the ways I can keep you safe and away from that Dominic boy and away from all that drama. And as you know, my secretary lost the record of how many detentions you have, so it's fine. Just hang out in here. Um, I'm sure it'll be okay. I will. You guys can go ahead and actually go home. Go see your mom. Go help her with some chores. I have to run a school, and so he leaves you two to basically wander home. It's not too large of a village, so it's not too big of a deal that you are going home. Um, yeah, I would say we fast forward another 3 4 years here, and you are out of school now and kind of just walking around the village helping people out, and you run into Dominic again. But you're out of school
Hmm.
now, and Dominic, hey bro, what's up, man? How you been holding up, Leaf? How you been holding up, big man?
I immediately that's like instinctual in me. Just a
You immediately predator high five, and he's like, yeah, man, it's been forever. And listen, I just gotta say, I'm sorry for all the things that I called you, like stink butt Leaf, uh, like like leaf that blows in the wind, leaf's got
Oh.
no hair. I'm sorry for all those things that I said. Yeah, man, it just was like I was clearly upset that you were stronger than me. And he's like looking up at you now. He's like, I should have just gotten it. I should have just stayed in my lane. Anyways, bro, I got this internship. It's pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna be doing that this year. I know you just graduated, man, but like if you want to, let me know. You and we can go like kick some rocks and like see who can kick it the farthest. I'm sure you'll win, but like I'm pretty good. I've been practicing. Or we can like skip rocks and like see who can get the most bounces. I'm also pretty good at that. My record's 5. But like, yeah, just let me know if you want to hang out sometime, man. I'm sorry we didn't quash the beef earlier. Um, it's good to see you around. And he walks away. And that's because around this time period, you are fully integrated into the Druid village. They have fully accepted you for who you are. You went through some stuff, but you are back to being you. And we are in the same timeline as Kiva now, and we are in the same year as Kiva now. Okay, we are going to cut back to Sentinel. Sentinel, it's the day of the incident. Where are you found? Probably at noon. What are you doing?
At noon, he's probably in the study working on blueprints, I would say.
Okay, he's in the study. He's working on it, on everything. You think you've done it. You think you have finished your work. It's not for sale. It's not the model that you're gonna, it's not everything that you've dreamt about, but you think that you've figured it out. You've cracked the code. And it was so simple. You just needed to use wood. You know what I mean? It's light, but you had to temper it to make sure that it wouldn't burn. Because if it does burn, then it's not as useful. So you did have to get it just right, imbue it with the right magic, that kind of thing. It's now been a few years since Vorin came and went, and you have not heard a single word from him. You have heard recently though that you have heard recently, and this is why fire is a big deal for you right now, at least, that one of your comrades has died in a very obscure way. No one knows. Actually, name a classmate for me who you would have kept up with, but only through letters in academic journals. See, this is what I have to go through every time I have to name an NPC.
There's like a million thoughts in my head that I don't want to take too so
Yeah,
much of what I already have
it,
before.
it could be John, it could be James, it could be not a J name.
You know what? Let's go with James then, because you suggested
James.
it. Or at least
James.
James, and I don't have a better idea.
James Canterbury is the man of the hour, as you had recently gotten a letter from him. Actually, no, you had recently heard that his laboratory had burned down with him and his entire family. He had actually, while you don't necessarily have a wife and kids, he had done the opposite. You had envied this man. This man had done what you couldn't. He had maintained relationships outside of his work. He had been sociable. You were always social, right? But you weren't necessarily. You were driven. You were focused, and he was too. But he just was. He wasn't necessarily smarter than you, but he could balance life better than you. You know what I mean? He didn't get driven to the point of madness that you did, and you envied him. He always said that you were smarter, and he always envied you, but you always envied him and his relationship with his family, and it didn't break your heart, but it did deeply, deeply sadden you to hear that everyone in his family, his wife and his children, had died in a fire on his estate. And it was a surprise when 3 days after the fire you received a letter from him. And obviously he has been long dead, and you have been able to confirm that, but you received a letter from him that you have passed very often, back and forth, because you maintain correspondence, and he notes that he has made a breakthrough. He is sending you an academic journal on the power of a god recently. He has focused his works diligently, and he has been able to tell the difference between angels and demons, and he knows how to activate a gateway. And he thinks that in this journal he will describe much more for you, but he will show you. He thinks that he knows how to access unlimited energy. something that could power your machinations forever and could keep the entire world uh, and bring it into the next era and ascend all of mankind, all of everyone would ascend to a higher level with this unlimited energy, this unlimited power. And he makes sure to note that when he says energy, he means like literally like we would think of electricity. That's what he means, like magical energy, not necessarily like power, you know. So and when you receive this letter, you note that there's no academic journal. Nothing comes with it. You expected to receive one, but nothing comes with it. Are you looking into that? Or are you just thinking that maybe he meant to send the journal before, when the fire happened?
Right, the second one.
Okay, so you're like, oh, well, you just kind of write it off. I would say it's... What time do you go to bed?
The very studious worker he is, probably around like 1 a.m.
Okay. It's 1:30. You've already kind of passed out, right? Like you're like basically asleep when you hear a rattle specifically in your lab, and it wakes you up. What do you do?
I would imagine that he'd probably take like one of those like oil lamps and use it as a light source and try just walk towards where he thinks that sound is.
Okay. As he walks, we, the audience, see a backlighting of a familiar shadow against the window as he passes the window and does not seem to notice the figure there. But he makes it to his lab. And you are met with... Actually, make a perception check.
Okay.
I love backstory days. I get to expose people
11.
to you. 11.
They're so fun.
I would say you see a shadow currently going through your drawings, ripping pages, everything's like flying, looking for something.
Yeah, I think Samuel's probably going to pick up the nearest, what he thinks is probably the heaviest object, and probably yells out, like, "Who are you and what are you doing with my work?"
The figure immediately stops and turns around and you hear a familiar voice. Sorry, 1 second. I need to pick up the papers that I threw. You hear a familiar voice chuckle and say, "Would you say that you're a professor, doctor? What is your designation?"
Doctor.
He says, "Well, doctor, don't you recognize me?" And from the shadows steps a slightly older, slightly disfigured Vorin Ashenwood. He seems to have a burn mark on the left side of his face, on his left cheek. He says, "Don't you recognize me? We worked together for almost 2 years." What are you saying?
And why have you come back? Granted, it's not like I was looking forward to seeing you again in the first place, but
I was not
why
looking
are
forward
you
to
here?
seeing you either, Doctor. I was hoping not to hear a single thing from you tonight. I'm here for my invention.
I'm sorry, your invention, everything in this workshop was created and designed by me.
Yes, created and designed by you. You know, I was always second fiddle, of course. No, I'm looking...
Your work was always subpar, honestly.
Okay, alright, Doctor, you couldn't figure out even the simple thing about the wood. I tried to direct you in the sense of magic, and you wouldn't listen, so I backed out, and I found someone who would. And guess what? We found it, we discovered it, but then he didn't want to take it forward. He didn't want to show the public. He didn't want to elevate society. He was going to just bury it. He said we weren't ready yet, so I had to take the work for myself, of course. Actually, I think he said he was good friends with you. It was a shame that I had to kill him. Absolute shame that I had to kill this man. James Canterbury, he was a family man at heart. And he looks at you and goes, but you aren't. You aren't. So, just give me your invention, and yeah, nothing's going to happen. You know what? I'll even say it's your invention. I'll even give you credit when I bring it forth to my patron.
Here's a question. Where's the first one?
What'd you say?
Where's the first one?
Is that what you're asking him?
Yeah, I'm asking where is the construct he took with him?
It's in use.
And what use would that be?
Well, I had
These
to bring
are service
something.
constructs.
Yeah, well, they can do a little bit more than that, Doctor. You and I both know that. The constructs, it's in use. I had to offer something first, but now he knows that it's not the best model. Oh, by the way, I've read all your letters. I know how far along you are.
So you and let me guess. The person Mr. Canterbury was killed in the fire, and you are currently
Yep.
burned, so I presume you did that. And judging by the story that you gave me when you stepped to my door those years ago, I presume Dr. Kuhn was also
Well, Dr. Kuhn
victim
didn't
of
want to give
yours.
me a great letter of recommendation. He also told me that I needed to go do something for myself and that my research was fanatical and that I would never see academia. I would never be seen in the light of academia. No one would acknowledge my work. So, of course, I had to get rid of him. And as his assistant, I was able to forge his handwriting on that letter to give to you to let me in here. And he would not shut up about you. Jesus. The man was obsessed. Oh, he did this. He did this for me. He did all of that. He just was obsessed with you, Doctor. So, of course, I had to get rid of him.
Well, you're gonna
Do you
get rid of
blame
me
me?
as well then.
Well, do you have my invention?
If you give me a second.
Okay, what are you doing when you say if you give me a second? Are you making a movement here?
Well, actually, I'm gonna say like, since I value my life, how would you follow me then? Or at least the robot is down, or at least the construct is down that way.
My microphone disconnected.
Okay.
So, fun fact, and we are back. We should be good now.
Okay.
So you say you're valuing your life, and that you said like 1 second, let me go get it.
Well, actually, I was gonna say like I'm pointing him towards where he can go get it. I'm gonna note this just as a player to DM and not character-wise. The moment he passes by, he's gonna use the heavy object he picked up and it's gonna
Okay.
smack him over the head with it.
Well, he is. Go ahead and roll an attack roll for me, because he's gonna do just that. He is in a frenzied little state. He wants to get this object and get out of here. He just confessed to crimes. So,
What attack roll should I use?
just do a unarmed attack.
Okay. That would be a 22. Unless you want to somehow modify things where he's not the sentinel that the others know. Or you want to keep the 22?
No, I will keep the 22. And I'm going to modify it in my head, and we're going to add a -3 there, just because of your physical. I would say that you work with heavy objects, but you're still very much a man of studies, right?
So that would be a
we'll say
19,
a 19, right? But that is still very much a hit, and that's still going to be very much some damage. So roll me an unarmed strike damage, please. Or are you not going for lethal? If you're not going for lethal, let me know.
Probably non-lethal.
Okay, so you're trying to knock this man out. All right, go ahead and roll me some damage.
I think At least I don't think it's roll. I think it's like straight damage, or at least that's what it gives me on
Okay,
the
3. So
D&D
you
Beyond.
smack this man on the head, on the noggin, and he goes to a knee and he goes, "Doctor, I didn't think I'd have to do this." And he comes back up, and you didn't notice it before, but his arm is not flesh, and he comes back up and he grabs you by the throat. Oh, my map did the thing again. That's fun. It's fine. He grabs you by the throat and he begins to squeeze. And he goes, "I never could get complete control over how much I did and didn't squeeze." It is immediately throat crushing. He's like, I'm telling it only to hold you, but it still keeps squeezing. "That's why I need your newer model, doctor." And he grabs you. What's your AC as Sentinel right now?
14.
Okay, he hits even that Sentinel. Yeah, he grabs you and he slams you to the ground. You are left reeling, and he looks over where you told him to go look. And did you lie to him?
Yes, of course I lied to him.
Okay. Yeah, he slams down the light source that you had, the oil lamp, and immediately your papers begin to catch. And he goes, "Damn it! I just needed you to point me in the right direction, and now I have to get rid of you. Now I can't have a witness. I try to tell everyone, and no one listens. No one listens. It's fine. It's fine." And he picks up the journal, the most recent one that you have been writing in, about like your modifications and stuff. He picks it up and he goes, "I'll just have to deal with this. I'll take these studies. The fire's spreading quickly now. It's starting to cover the building and the room." He goes, "I'll just have to take this." And he leans over you again. He kind of gets down, crouches down a little bit, and goes, "I pity you. You never loved anyone, and no one ever loved you. They just liked your brain. They liked what you could do for them. Goodbye, doctor." And he gets up, and he walks out. You begin to lose consciousness, and he is out of the building with your journal. You wake up, because passing out and losing consciousness, you don't lose consciousness for forever. You don't lose consciousness for like 10 minutes. To be realistic, you lose consciousness for like a minute, 2 minutes. And you wake up, your throat still very bad. You are barely breathing. You are dying. What are you doing? There's fire around the building. You cannot escape.
Is there anything within the building that is not burnt?
It looks like the bay in which you operate and like build your mechs and models is still there, and so is your newest one.
I'll probably try and make at least try like crawl my way in that direction.
Okay, you are blinking in and out of consciousness as you are dragging yourself to your model, and just as you are about to reach it, a beam from your roof falls and crushes your legs. It has successfully pinned you. You reach out to try and grab the model with your hand, just because you have lost hope, you're despairing, and blackness. Inky blackness, some might say. And then you wake up. Not in your bed, you're in the bay. You are surrounded by almost like nothingness. There's wood around you. There's rubble. In fact, you're standing where your model was. What do you do?
I'd imagine probably like looking around, because I imagine like almost everything is probably burnt down to the ground at this point.
Yeah, I'd say it's basically rubble. Like the stonework is still there. Like part of that wooden beam If you dug through the rubble, you would probably see the part of that wooden beam. You know what I mean? Like parts of stuff are here and there, but it's basically just burnt and rubble.
I imagine probably he'd want to probably like take a few steps forward,
Okay. As you take
taking everything because he thinks he'd be dead.
yeah. As you take a few steps forward, and your feet take purchase, you lose balance for a second, but you're like, oh, that was kind of weird. It's almost like you had to get used to being cautious again. You take one step forward and you hear a crunch. Are you investigating your feet?
I'd imagine he would look downwards.
Okay, as you look down, you see charred, burned, very much old, but not necessarily too old. An arm reaching forward to you like this. You've just stepped on the hand, and a piece of it crumbles and breaks off.
I would imagine with him seeing that, he would look at his own hands.
And you realize your body now is that of your most recent model, your most recent construct. And we're going to cut from there. We're going to cut to somebody else. I need to fix some maps and stuff. And I think we are going to take a quick break as we're going to have a little bit of a journey, a little bit of some combat, a little bit of some fun stuff right after this bio break. I know it's a bit early for a bio break, but I want to take this bio break now so we can do our long bit on the later end. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here for my long talks and how we have now explained a little bit of their backstories. The only person we haven't touched on is Alaric, which we're gonna get to. So yeah, thank you for showing up. We're gonna be right back in like 5-10 minutes.
Yo, those are nice. Hold on one second.
Candace, what's up? I think my daughter's going pro at basketball.
I'll take those.
Wait, you're
Wix. Let me hear you say it again.
Hi.
Sign in.
Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering. Angels have no thoughts. My hours are slumbering.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Angels and Aboleths. We've had a bit of a backstory here, where the hold on, I'm sorry, my maps are taking forever to reload again. We learned a little bit about everyone. The first thing we learned is that Leaf had a little bit of trouble getting back into the Druids, but he was able to figure it out. We also learned that Kiva built her own house, did her own thing, has a loving family, no trauma, got a dog, that was cool. And we learned that Sentinel was actually a scientist turned construct when his own student tried to kill him and did kill his mortal body just for him to transfer consciousness to his own invention at the last possible minute. We don't know how he did that, and he doesn't know how he did that, but maybe that's what he's looking for. We are going to come back. Sentinel, you are now worried about your research. It's gone. You're also worried that if you do not disguise yourself now, Vorin Ashenwood will come back to finish the job. And also, as a construct, you are a bit out of place in this town, but you might not be in the next town over. So I think, if you're okay with it, I would say that your character is on his way to the town Helia to basically try and pick up the pieces, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yep. Leaf, recently you've been having a good time.
His headphones aren't. Sorry, he's not getting anything. He's
Oh,
trying
you're
to
not
fix
getting
it.
anything? You can't hear me? All right, I'll do Kiva. I got you. Kiva.
Oh,
you
I'm back. I'm
recently-
back. I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Good. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
sorry about
Kiva
that.
first, and then I'm gonna do Leaf really quick.
All right.
Kiva, you've been having a great time, but you're bored. You don't know. You're like, okay, cool. I've been having a great time, but I'm not really sure what to do. So you and you're a little familiar, by the way. What's his name again?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg. You and Nutmeg are on your way to Helia, actually. Oh my god, what a coincidence. You
What
are
a coincidence.
on your way to Helia to basically go find something to do. And Leaf. Leaf, you've been having a grand old time. The Druids have accepted you. Everything's great. Or so you thought. Until one night, when you are taking uh, you are taking the trash out, and you hear from the neighbor's cottage, you hear, or neighbor's hut, apologies, you hear, I just don't understand that leaf. Like, why doesn't he just leave? We don't need him anymore. I mean, it was great at first when we started, he was helping us build stuff, but I mean, we just don't need him around. I wish he would find something to do with his life. It's just a shame that he's still living with his parents. And with that,
Drop the trash next to their house.
you drop the trash a little bit closer to their house than normal, uh, and you untie the bag slightly so that if they pick it up, like it'll spill a little bit.
Oh yeah, make sure
Um,
the garbage juice is like nice and positioned.
yeah, and I think you determined that you want to set out in the morning to a town you've heard of, Helia, where you know that people can find themselves in Helia. And I think that's, if that's okay with you, I think that's what you want to do. You just want to go, not necessarily find yourself, but give yourself purpose.
That's
Telomeres from
I
Winston.
purpose and more acceptance. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just hanging out, purging heretics and such. Actually, your character will make a cameo at the end. If we get to where I think we should get to. Okay, cool. So you all are headed to Helia. Now we're not going to do a classic tavern scene because there is no classic tavern scene. However, there is the classic showing up and something happens scene. So around the same time, you all don't show up at the same time. I would say probably, Sentinel, you've been here for about a day now. You're probably renting a room. It's pretty normal for people of all shapes, sizes, and colors to show up. People think you're cosplaying at first. They're familiar with constructs, but you seem to just kind of be moving a little bit too perfectly. You know what I mean? And they're not used to constructs being as advanced as yours. Yours is very advanced for a construct. So they, at first they think it's like armor or something, but then when you convince them, hey, no, this is actually a construct, they're like, oh, heard, understood. And they, by the way, I started session if you guys are able to pop into the maps. They respect you a little bit for it, and they kind of point you to where you can go find work. And it's a bulletin board, pretty simple bulletin board, and it basically is just, it just says help wanted. Let me build a bulletin board here. It says help wanted. Now there's a few things that help is wanted for. One is a bounty. There is a man on the loose who has been streaking people, specifically establishments, and he's like 80 years old, and he's wanted for like 2 gold piece because he's been streaking. There is a bounty for a dragon in the realm that has been terrorizing villages all over. That's like a general bounty, and it looks very old. And then there is a bounty for a small bandit group. In the small bandit group, they know exactly where. They don't know exactly where the hideout is, but they know that it's nearby. And if you can bring, each bandit that you bring will bring you 10 GP. And if you can bring their leader, then you can get 20 GP. Dustin said, "Wrong square, Hudson. Roll a d6, please." No, this is not the sand trap game just yet. But yeah, those are the 3 bounties. And I think Sentinel, they point you to the bounty board, and they're like, "Listen, most people start with a bounty board. They do something simple like bring someone in, and then the mayor assigns you a job." I mean, is there any kind of work you're looking for, Sentinel?
Probably more labor type. Well, how long since the incident to probably present day?
I'd say it's probably been like 5 days.
Okay.
So you're
I
probably
think
still rattled. And still
I
trying
think
to
probably
like
more. I think probably more like labor based work than like bounty type work, as he probably hasn't had all the time to get himself out compared to the present day version.
Now who wrote the word what word is this?
I think it's
Bolton. It's
Okay.
Bolton. That's how you spell bulletin. Obviously, everyone knows
Understood.
that.
I thought you were spelling the word butt.
That's
for
what
a
I learned
second.
one day on first day of school.
Yeah, that's what he learned.
That's Leaf's spelling of it.
Nice. I would say you're looking for menial work, and they go, "Listen, pal, the town's been built. There's nothing really here. I mean, we would hire you as a bartender, but we literally just hired somebody. I would say uh, start with the bounty board, catch the streaker. If you catch the streaker, someone's bound to hire you. You don't really seem to have a resume. We like you, yeah, but it's either cleaning toilets or catching bad guys. What sounds more interesting to you?"
It is quite a quandary, as I am not fully equipped to catch bad guys.
Well, listen, um, I'd say, yeah, I get it, but I myself have caught the streaker a few times. You know, do gold piece is easy, gold piece. If you feel not confident about yourself, catch the streaker. If you feel like you can do the bandit thing, usually they get a group. If there's people being mean, the guards just are kind of really busy right now. So, yeah, I mean, go to the guard post, say, hey, I want to do this. They'll tell you what you need and what you need to do. Um, and they kind of go, all right, I got to get back to bartending. Let me know if you need anything else in the future. I'll talk to you later. And they just kind of like get back to work because people are getting kind of upset. Leaf just graduated kindergarten a week before this. No, he actually graduated high school, believe it or not.
And he's very proud of it.
He's very
Yeah.
smart. Very smart.
Smart as a man can be from a high school of like graduating class of 5 people. and he had a bully still somehow. No, I'd say you probably had like 10 people in your class. Okay, cool. I'd say Kiva, you come into town and you're looking for interesting stuff. What do you find interesting?
I guess I'm looking around to see like I don't know what would Kiva find interesting. Maybe like the architecture of the area more because like she built her own house, so it's just like what did other people do? Maybe she's looking around for like animals or like plants or like anything like that really.
You see, I like how you put the B backwards now. You see that these buildings look absolutely horrible. Not a single one of them has great architecture. It's pretty flat, pretty square. Definitely like wood. Imagine
Are those Doric columns I see?
no
Oh,
columns, not even columns. Imagine a Wild West town, but with grass. So,
ew.
yep, that's what it looks like. And you're like, well, this is kind of gross. Is this really the most interesting place to be? And the reason why you think this is one of the most interesting places is because you have a magazine. Yes, magazines exist. Are they just one piece of paper? Yes. Now, the magazine is from 50 years ago because it was actually your mother's magazine. And this was rated the #1 place to be 50 years ago. And it definitely looks like it. Definitely looks like it's 50 years since anything has been built here. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So, Leaf, you made it into town. What you doing?
Oh, I think Leaf. He is so happy. Like it's been like he's loved his time with the druids. Like the first group to accept him really. But like seeing all these new places and new people, I think he is running gleefully through town trying to find somebody to talk to about where he can find himself, because I heard there's a place, the establishment where one can find themselves. So he wants to find himself. I don't know how much his finding himself pays, but we can find self.
One of them looks at you and goes, "Find yourself? You're right there, buddy. What are you talking about? You're like, what do you mean find yourself?"
That's, people told me I need to do that.
Well, congratulations, pal. You found yourself. What now?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get
Just
this far.
all right, buddy. Go to the tavern, buy some drinks, contribute to our economy here, pay some taxes, and maybe you'll find yourself, I guess. Good luck on that journey, pal. And he kind of walks away. He points you in the direction. You head that way, and you tell the bartender, "I want to find myself." And he
I want to
goes,
contribute to the economy. A man told
he
me to
goes,
do that.
"Well, the best way to contribute to the economy is by getting rid of the people stealing from it." And then he looks over at one of the patrons and he goes, "Rob," and maybe pay for your own drinks, Rob. Anyways, pal, I'm sorry. You want a way to make some quick money? You can scrub our toilets, or you can go catch the streaker or some bandits. The dragon thing was posted a while ago. I doubt that. And he looks you up and down and goes, "Well, maybe. Yeah, I would say go try and catch yourself some bandits. Guy came in here not too long ago, described Sentinel. He goes, I would go meet him out there. The bulletin board is that way if you want to go see him. He might be looking at it. He might be talking to someone. Go try and find him. Maybe he'll help you find yourself. Good luck, pal. Good luck."
I think I break the bar stool that I am trying to sit on.
And he goes, "All right, pay for that."
Your ass is just too fat.
He goes, "Pay for that, man."
Rest in peace.
I don't. How do I pay? Would it make sense if my druid commune kind of like doesn't
Yeah, you
have
guys
economy?
You don't have money. No, you have
Yeah,
trading.
so he doesn't know what money is.
And he looks at you. He goes, "All right, now you have to go catch the streaker, and you have to bring me back some money. You owe me money. Money is this thing." And he pulls up a GP. He goes, "Money is this thing. Go get some more of this thing." And he goes, "Get out of here." And he basically kicks you out of his bar for breaking his chair. If you hope to return, you better pay him back. Yeah. And then a man you say, "Man, I'm looking for a fight, and I'm looking for blood." And a man with a mustache who has tuberculosis goes, "I'm your Huckleberry," and pulls out his pistols. And you go, "Well, you're too drunk." And he goes, "You're probably seeing double." He goes, "I got one for each of you." I'm just kidding. That doesn't happen. That's the plot of Tombstone, and that's one of my favorite characters, Doc Holliday. Anyways, no, what actually happens is you go to the bulletin board as well, and you look for Sentinel. And I would say probably after a short time, you find Sentinel walking at average pace while you are leaping and bounding towards the bulletin board, because that's how fast you are. Kiva,
I'm sure
you
that
see a giant person running at full speed towards a poor, I wouldn't say frail, but like average build wooden man.
I love the culture of this
Step
city.
to the side.
Wow.
What'd
Wow.
you say, Chris?
I said step to the side. I just moved my token
Yeah.
over.
Well, Leaf, what's your first interaction with Sentinel as you catch up?
No, I don't. Can I confuse him for one of the living trees I know in the forest?
Yeah, sure. You could be like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Dan?"
Like, I thought you stayed in the forest, Steve.
What are you saying? What are you saying to that Sentinel?
I apologize. I do not think I recognize you. In a very confused, robotic voice.
You recognize me, Leaf, Redwood. I'm part of the circle in the forest.
I am not from the forest.
I always loved your sense of humor, Steve. One of my favorite things about you.
My name is not Steve.
Introduce yourself.
I think now it's starting to set in. He's not Steve.
Leaf is embarrassed, and Kiva, you hate people who are embarrassed. So, what are you doing to get in on this interaction?
I think I think in true fashion, she's just gonna stare at the situation while walking by to get to the bulletin board. She won't say anything, but she's just like, "Wow, wow, that's wow, wow."
Play this out. How are you guys getting together? Because I'm not pushing you together.
I was told that I have to contribute to the economy. I broke a chair, and now I definitely have to contribute to the economy if I am thinking correctly. And the man, I broke his chair. Sadly, I don't think there's any menders in this town, but apparently I have to pay him back with money, which is like shiny stones. Um, so I have to do this bulletin, and and he starts like scouring the posters.
Can Leaf read common?
He can read, yeah.
Okay. All right. I would say that all three of you realize that the bandit one might be the best one.
Aw.
You can try and catch the streaker. Do you want to try and catch the streaker?
No, I want to see a dragon. Kiva's like, I want to befriend a dragon. She has heard of a rumor of a movie or whatever the equivalent of a movie called, created by Works of Dreams, named How to Befriend a Dragon, and she's like, I gotta do that. That's me.
She's heard of a rapid picture changing, like an animation basically.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, well now I gotta do it.
Okay. I would say if you want to do the dragon, go for it. It's 1,000 GP per person who takes down this dragon, or 10,000 if you're a single person.
Oh. Oh. Big guy, you. Hello, big guy. What?
Don't we know each other or no?
Well, I think I would turn to you and be like, oh my God, wait, are you the? You're the guy that the look. Hold on. Okay. All right. I live near your village. Okay, a small little town, and they keep on talking about some large man, and they keep on calling him Largefoot. Are you Largefoot?
I have large feet, yes.
Oh my God! Hi, hello. My name is Kiva.
My name is Leaf. He extends his full hand for like a hearty handshake.
And she's like going like she's getting thrown around. She's like, it's so good to meet you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, no. Wow, you really are like the rumors. That's so cool. OMG.
Like rumors?
Well, nothing bad. People just like see a big, tall, scary guy, and they're just like, "Oh my God, that's a big, tall, scary guy." See, I personally never had a problem with you, but it's just like I've always wanted to meet you.
I'm scary?
I don't think you're scary. I just think when people see a very large man, they're just like, "Whoa!" I think they're shocked. Oh wait, is this one of your tree friends? Hello, tree friend.
He's. I think it's Steve. He lives a couple meters downtown.
Hi, Steve. It's so nice to meet you.
Now looking at Kiva, I am not a tree, and my name is not Steve.
That's a really good sense of humor.
He does. It's one of my favorites. He does like a stand up every Thursday.
Oh, really? I gotta go to one of those.
Not realizing this is probably a waste of his time. I think he's probably gonna want to look for like maybe like ye olde scrapyard.
Okay, and as you do that, you see a naked man run past all of you.
Did y'all just no? You just saw that, right? The man.
Yeah.
Damn. Listen, nothing against streakers, but I would never streak if I had a body like that. Ew.
And that's the beginning of the body shaming.
And that's the beginning of the body shaming.
Okay.
Love your body, but why?
All right. So, you're looking for what? What are you looking for, Sentinel?
Possibly probably like a scrapyard.
Okay.
Ye olde scrapyard or blacksmith.
I'd say they don't necessarily have a scrapyard, but they do have a blacksmith. Are you guys in agreement that you want to do the bandits? Like, would you say you've like kind of talked about it for a second? You're like, hey, let's do the bandits together.
We can do the bandits.
Or do you want to do the dragon together?
I think if I would have brought it up, everyone else would be like, no, and like I'll just be like, all right,
Sentinel,
noted.
do you feel confident doing the bandits with these two, especially the big one?
Probably.
Okay. And also, I think Sentinel, you take comfort in the fact that the poster doesn't say you have to get all of them. It just says that you, for each one you capture, you get a certain amount of gold. So, um, capture or kill. If you kill, it's half the price. Um, capture, it's full price. Okay. So I think Sentinel is headed to the blacksmith. Is anyone else going anywhere?
I'm gonna follow Steve around.
I'm gonna follow you around because I'm just like it's like a living legend.
I think here's what I think. I think you all are headed to the blacksmith. I think you get there and you're met with a man and he sees you all come in and he's like, what do you want?
If you would not mind me asking, do you have any
I do.
materials that you may spare?
No materials to spare. And he does not see the sign. It says closed. And if you look at the sign, it definitely says open. It says closed.
I believe you may need to update your sign then.
What? It's like, what day is it? And he looks at his wrist. Goes, damn it! I forgot my watch. What day is it, Tree?
I am not a tree, and
You're not a tree.
It's so funny.
God, how drunk am I?
I believe
Okay.
today is Sunday.
Today's Sunday. Man, I started drinking on like Wednesday. Well, this isn't good. Jesus. Oof. God, and he looks at he reaches down and goes, well, guess that calls for a drink. He takes another drink and sets it down and goes, listen, even if I were to tell you that all my excess materials were behind me and that I'm basically not able to stop you from getting past me right now, I wouldn't. And I also wouldn't tell you that most of my materials are free for people to look at and possibly use for themselves as long as they give me licensing abilities. But I have one more thing to tell you, sir, and that's to make sure to not grab the key that's on my desk right now, because that leads past me and past this cage that I'm behind, so you can get back into my stock supply. That would be really bad if I told you all those things, and if I were, and he passes out and slumps over his desk, and he is out.
Well, you heard him.
Oh my god, he's dead!
And I think
He
Leaf
is
just
not
sits
dead. He
down.
is definitely breathing, and like he throws up a little bit on himself.
Oh, I think he wishes he was dead.
He might. I mean, if he's drinking that much.
I mean, oh my god. Wow. Poor liver. That poor liver.
He's a blacksmith. Are you grabbing the key? You stealing?
Now, just the moral conjure is how desperate is Sentinel at this point.
I'd say you're
Does he
feeling
not-
pretty desperate.
Come
I
on,
would probably agree
Steve.
with that.
You might write an IOU. You know what I mean? Like, took materials, be back, never. But I'd say that you're probably willing to get past the drunk guy and use the material.
Yeah, I think I'll probably do the IOU note.
The old took some scraps from you, my bad, be back later to pay you. So, yeah, I think you're able to get back there. What are you looking for?
I guess we probably try and fight Ben. It's probably something sharp and maybe excess material, just like maybe tinker with some things.
Alright, I think you're basically able to find everything to kit yourself out with your current inventory and your current character sheet to basically get you up to snuff for battle. You are a little bit over prepared though, and I'd say that on your way out you realize maybe I don't need all these things. I think Leaf and Kiva, you realize that Sentinel is like getting ready and it was not ready and was not ready for this. And I think it kind of puts into your mind, oh shoot, I need to probably be ready in case something goes down. Leaf.
I
you
already
got-
have my club, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Leaf.
Oh
you
yeah,
got
no, that's
it.
all I need.
Kiva, you're also good, but you're thinking like, oh shoot, maybe I need to like take this a little bit more seriously when it comes down to it. And
I didn't know contributing to the economy was so intense.
I know.
yeah, and
I love the
so
culture.
Sentinel has like that Iron Man moment, or that moment in a movie or a video game where they're like they strap up and they're like putting the gun in the holster and the ammo in the holster and the grenade on, and then also some more ammo and a bigger gun and a more ammo and a bigger gun and more grenades and all the things and the bigger body armor, and he's walking out strapped to the teeth with weapons and everything he could possibly need to fight, which is your current character sheet, I believe.
Yep.
So you are ready to go. Are you guys setting out today to go look for these bandits?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to do whatever. I don't
Mhm.
really care.
Your
I'm here to have fun.
The bounty sheet said contact the nearest guard post for more information.
Can I look around for a guard post?
Absolutely. You see a very small square building that says jail, but the J is backwards.
They speak Druidic?
I think yeah. Do you speak Germanic? Oh my god!
And it's like,
It's
and
language
the sign
of
is
my
like
people.
half. The sign is like, so you know how like there's the hanging chain signs off the front of places.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
that, but it's hanging off of like one side of the chain and like going back and forth in the wind.
Can I fix it just by like propping it back up on the hook or something like that as I walk?
You're basically able to bend the little small chain piece back together and hook it back together. And you're like, oh, and then that's when you realize the J is backward. I'd say you could. Doors are open if you want to go in.
Yeah, I'll go
Saloon
in.
style doors. Saloon
I'll
style
follow.
doors. The double swinging doors swing open as we see we standing inside see figures coming from outside. We only see the outline of a big man, Leaf. And at first you're pretty intimidated as he steps forward and his very timid look comes across. And you're like, oh, it's just okay. And he you approach the guy who's been looking at you and who's sharing our perspective as the viewer, who is the guard at the guard desk. He's a 20-something guy and goes, "Hi, my name's my name's Daniel. I'm here. I'm in charge of the guard post. How can I help you?"
Hi, Daniel. Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel. No. Hey, Daniel. We were told to. Well, we're trying to contribute to the economy, right?
Yeah, we love contributing
and
to the economy.
yeah. See.
I love your culture.
We were
Thank
told
you.
to take on a bounty about this bandit group. It said to
Sure.
contact the
Yeah, the
guard
Redwoods. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say I said your last name there. Let me hold on. Let me actually come up with a name for these.
my family. They're not bandits.
Jibarkian.
I got it. Yeah, the Jones family. They're pretty nasty.
Do you know where we can find this family?
I mean, the first place I'd look for them. Everyone needs water, right? I'd go look at the rivers, see if they're possibly trying to pull water in. They kind of settle camp around the town. There's a huge radius that they operate on, but they raid us pretty often.
I don't like bullies.
Neither do I, pal. That's why I signed up. That's why I got the badge, so I can be the bully.
Ooh,
Wait,
bad.
You're a bully?
No. Like, so I can bully the bull. You know what I mean? Like, you don't like
Oh,
bullies, so you
like a counter
forbid-
bully.
Yeah, like a counter bully. Yeah.
Oh,
Fight
I like
bullies with
that. I
bullies,
like
you know
that.
what I mean? Yeah.
Could I get a badge?
And then he leans forward. He goes, "Do you really want a badge?"
I don't like bullies. I want to be a counter bully.
Get the man a badge.
Then he leans back and he goes, "I mean, maybe I can get you some badges after this mission. I don't know. We could probably toss that in there with a reward."
Oh, okay. I want to get an anti-bully badge.
I want a little badge. Like it shows like the culture of the town. Like this is
And
so
then
cultural.
He looks over at Sentinel and he goes, "Do you want a badge?"
I do not require a badge.
All right. right, then I'll just give you a big old high five. All right, not a high fiving guy.
I take it. I take it. I take it.
I would rather not, if you do not mind.
He goes, all right, sounds kind of weird, my man, but whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I would go on down to the river.
Alrighty.
Let's go to the river.
All right, so
I'm so down to go to the river.
as you leave, Dan goes, oh, man, that voice is hard to maintain. It's always good to make sure that people don't know what they're walking into, though. I'll have to make sure I warn the Joneses.
Dan's a goddamn traitor.
Do we hear this? Or
Sentinel, roll. Sentinel's last out the door. Sentinel, roll perception. Looking for a natural 20.
Yeah,
Oh.
19.
ah,
All right, yeah. So you don't hear this. No one knows that Dan is a traitor. But he told you to
Hell,
go to the
Dan.
river, and he seemed pretty good.
I love that Dan guy. Like, are all towns like this? I don't go to towns too often. I go to the one nearby. Oh my god.
It's
Let
my
me tell
first
you.
one.
Like, really? This is your first town? Oh my god. Wow. What do you think? Isn't
It's
like
so much like back home. I had to deal with bullies, but I'd like to have an anti-bully system in the town
Right?
with badges. Yeah,
and they speak common so well.
Okay, so I would say at this point, you are probably at the river. Sentinel has been kind of quiet. I'd say you two notice, and I think that you make it to the river. Can every single one of you roll a perception check, please?
And I roll a perception check.
Okay, first rule of the unicorn
22.
die. Let's see how it goes.
Oh,
No, that's not a good roll.
oh my god.
Hold on.
Wow.
What did you roll?
I rolled a nat one.
Not one. What did everyone else get?
I rolled a 24.
All
I
right,
rolled a
24.
22.
All right, Sentinel and Kiva, you recognize a trap when you smell one. You are walking into a trap. There is very much probably some bandits here, and they appear to be standing all around you. Kiva, I would say you know, because as you're talking to as you're talking to nature, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of where you are picking up stuff. Is the animals are too quiet. Sentinel, you're kind of getting it because you have been you haven't been trusting anything recently, and so you've been very aware, and you catch a glint of a piece of metal in the tall grass surrounding the river. So you know there's definitely at least one person here. Also, do you guys see the stats for bandits?
No.
No.
Do you know where they are, Chris?
A second.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up.
What are you using?
I'm looking at the monster manual here.
Would it be in the monster manual or would it be in the DM's guide?
It might just be in the DM's guide, but I don't have a physical copy of it. I mean, I can just look it up. It's fine. I don't want you to look at the stats right now. Hold on. Bandit stats.
I won't look. I'll just I'll like give you a page.
Yeah, if it's okay, I can actually get to it on D&D Beyond. Okay, here we go. I got it right here.
Oh, never mind then.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so you guys are met. You can tell Sentinel that there's one in the bushes. You can tell Kiva that there's more than one.
Can I warn Leaf really quickly?
Yeah, you can if you want to stop.
Be like, hey, hold on. This is a trap. Keep your eyes peeled.
Crap. Now,
think
I
there's
do
three.
have danger sense.
What does that
If
mean?
I have advantage on dex saves that you can see while not blinded. Now that Riva just kind of told me that there's there. Would I have advantage if I spring it?
If you were sprung on, right? It's on a dexterity saving throws.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
I'd
advantage
say
on them.
that if someone were to attack you and you were able to see it, thank you everyone, thank you. I would say, all right, the river's here. Oh, that's the eraser. The river's here. I would say that you would probably be able to see them. If you were able to see them coming, you know that they're coming. I'd say, yeah, you'd be able to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sentinel, you can hear one to your right.
I think with
And
probably
Kiva,
hearing
you
that,
know that-
Sentinels probably can like flip out like his
You know he's there and he's
arm
trying to hide.
launcher.
Alright.
Probably Sentinels can like pull out and like point in that general direction, and probably give a warning of like, you show yourself, or things may not end very well for you.
You hear him whistle and stand, and he goes, "You caught me. What's up? I'm just here fishing."
What was the most recent fish you caught?
I caught a red-tailed carp.
Would I know if there are do I know where red-tailed carps live? Where I could be like, he's lying.
I'd say you know more flora than fauna, but you know that red-tailed carps are definitely a fish that exist, and they definitely exist in rivers. You don't know specifically about this river.
Could I roll a nature on that to see
Yeah,
if they're
go
part
ahead.
of this river?
Yeah.
Gosh. Why is the unicorn dice betraying me?
Maybe
But
don't use the unicorn dice.
What'd you roll?
that's a 3. That's a 3.
Yeah, no, they aren't. They aren't part of any river that you've heard of, but you know they exist.
No. Like, obviously this is just a fisher.
I want to see his fish. Show me your fish. Let me see that red-tailed carp, Mister.
Okay. He goes, okay, come over here. I'll show you. It's
I
right
go.
here.
I'll go over.
And
I
he
go
reaches
over.
Down. He reaches down, and go ahead, Leaf. Move over to 5 feet from him, please.
All right.
As you do so, this is revealed here. And as you do so, a second bandit pops from the bush, holding his scimitar to your throat. You can make a dexterity saving throw if you want to.
My God.
Do I have advantage?
Oh, you have advantage.
Yeah, but I love
Still
how
not
you keep
beautiful.
adding these things. All right. You have advantage. What'd you get? 14?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me have him. All right, that number plus his modifier. Let's see his modifier. Also, just because I put the tokens on the thing doesn't mean that they're necessarily here right now. What's your AC?
My AC is 18.
And what was your dexterity saving throw?
14.
Okay. You try to dodge out of the way, but he catches you like right as you are about to move. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Gotcha!" And at that moment, 2 more spring out from behind, kind of blocking your path of return. We will go ahead and roll initiative at this point.
Oh, dang. Oh, my God.
I got an 8. I'm switching dice. I swear to God.
Not me, though. I got a 20.
Okay, so Kiva got 20.
I got a 9.
I got a rock.
And Kiva, Sentinel, and then Mr. Mainman himself, Leaf.
Did I get hurt by that guy slashing me?
No.
Okay, I missed.
He brought it. No, he followed you to kind of hold you at bay. And so he goes, we'll actually start with Kiva. Is there anything you want to do, Kiva? They have scimitars drawn.
Okay, I've never been in like a situation like this before, so I'm just gonna like I'm gonna move back here like away because I'm like, and then I'm gonna I think I'm gonna cast what do I cast? I'm gonna cast shoot, why is my thing? Sorry. I'm gonna cast I'm gonna cast poison spray on this guy right here.
Okay, go ahead.
I need you to roll a con, and the con needs to be above 14.
There's no way you can just poison spray every time. I need to research that. Yeah, no, it works.
Let's go.
Yeah, it works. How much damage? 2?
2.
All right. Homie takes how much? How many hit points do they have? How do you want to kill? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he takes 2. Hold on, I need to label these bandits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he took 2, and he was at. Sorry guys, it's tough when I don't have the stats on paper in front of me. Okay, cool. All right, so he is now. All right, yeah, he takes it and he goes, ah, what are you doing, lady?
What are you doing? Back up.
With that, the bandits are gonna get to act. The one here is gonna try and close the distance. Yeah, he's gonna get right up on you,
Wait.
Eva.
Wait, I learned something at level 2. If someone gets into like within 10 feet of me, I have a reaction that I can do that's called shoot, I forget what it's called exactly.
Did you learn it at level 2?
I learned it at level 2, yes. It's Halo of Spores.
I would say that would take effect, but since we're in a flashback,
Okay.
yeah, I'm fine with you guys keeping your same HP and your same stats, just maybe not some of the same move sets.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so he does get within 5 feet of you, and he is going to try and grab you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he tries to grab you. And can you make a strength saving throw for me? Or a dexterity saving throw? You can pick whichever one you want to do.
I'm gonna do dexterity.
Okay. Well, congratulations, you're able to dodge out of the way of him.
Wow.
Think about what he rolled. Yeah, and he goes, get back here. And yeah, on his next turn, he will try and grab you again unless you hurt him again. Or maybe not. He might try and just kill you if you're too elusive. Who knows? Then we now have this one. He's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to try and get up on Sentinel. And he's going to pull. He has his sword out and he goes, alright, buddy, not any trouble from you, right? You listen to commands, right? You're like a robot. Power off.
Please
I'm
don't
afraid
die.
I cannot
Yeah,
do
come
that.
on. Be nice to Steve.
Okay, well, how about this? I kill your owners if you don't do what I tell you to.
Who do you think my owners are? If you think it is the 2 individuals with me, you will be incorrect.
Well, then who? And so he's confused. So he's gonna end his turn there. One is holding you at knife point, Leaf. And the other one goes and pulls a line of fish and goes, I really did catch one. And then pulls a scimitar out and goes, now listen, you guys are gonna give us all your money, and you're gonna you're not gonna come after us again. Yeah, give us all your money right now.
I think Leaf is just standing there and repeating, I don't like bullies under his breath.
What is up with this guy?
But I suppose I can't do anything until my turn, but I'm just gonna keep repeating that mantra under my breath.
Okay.
Fist clenched.
Yeah, that bandit's gonna end his turn basically threatening you. And now it is Sentinel's turn.
Okay. Instead of going for an attack, I think Sentinel is probably going to want to maybe threaten at least the one in front. this guy,
Okay.
and more or
you're
less
gonna
like
threaten him?
saying that I would prefer not to fight, and for you and your compatriots just to give up quietly, so there will be no trouble.
He's gonna laugh at you when you say that. Can you make a roll for me?
What kind?
Intimidation.
Okay. 8.
Yeah, he's gonna laugh you off and be like, "Who do you think you are?"
That's fair, because Sentinel has never been in a fight before.
Yeah. Hold on. I am going through. He says, "Who do you think you are?" And hold on. I'm renaming all of these for you guys here.
Jones Thug.
Yeah, Jones Thug. I just don't want to name them.
Well, one of them has
And
a name.
they're not necessarily. Yeah, Donnie and Tom both have names, but the Jones Thugs are basically not related to the family. They're not in the family, but they're like the thugs. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, you spend your turn trying to intimidate him. He doesn't reply. Leaf, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna yell. I don't like bullies and go into a rage.
Okay, go. You do so.
Then I'm gonna strike the guy in front of me who has the knife on me with my club from
Okay.
like an underhand strike.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal. He's mad. 19.
Jesus Christ, that hits. All right, go ahead. Roll some damage.
All right, it's 11 damage.
You knock this dude's block off, and when you hit him, he goes up into the air for a second and comes back, and his head hits a rock with a thud, and you can see the blood drip down the rock as this Jones thug, dies.
All right. I think Leaf doesn't grapple with this yet. He's still in a rage. But I think he is. I think he does that and yells out, does anybody else want to be a bully?"
Okay, and I think with that we're gonna move to Kiva's turn.
I think seeing Leaf kill a man and then realizing that there's a man like trying to grab me, I think she's gonna be like, "Oh well, I guess this is what we're doing," and I'm gonna pull up my scimitar and I'm gonna try to strike the man in front of me.
Wait, question.
Okay.
Did Bounty say dead or alive or
So
alive?
dead you get 5 gold piece for each one. Alive you get them for 10 gold piece for each one.
Oh shoot. Okay, I
And
didn't know that. I thought it was
the
the same.
bandit leader is 15 gold piece, dead or alive.
Knowing that, may I redo that for non-lethal? I didn't know
No, he
that.
is dead. That man's
All
gone.
right, that's fair. That's fair. My mistake.
Yeah, it's fine. I was like, okay.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. We're gonna keep that. He's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kiva, go for it. You were gonna try and get this man.
Like she's not doing it to be like to kill a man. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I got you. That does not hit.
Damn. Okay. Well, do I have any like bonus actions or anything? No. I don't. I can't do anything else because if I move, I'm gonna take an opportunity attack, and we both know how that went last
Yeah.
time. So I'm just gonna
Or-
stay. Can I like?
Yeah.
Can I like? Be prepared to like evade another
Yeah.
attempt at grabbing.
Yeah, sure. I think you're more prepared next time when he does grab you. So
Okay.
if you fail, I will have you roll at advantage next time.
Okay.
All right. We will move to the bandits. Hearing you say, "Hey, does anyone else want a piece of this?" and watching you kill their brother, Samantha Jones, as well as Erica Jones, get up from where they had been sitting, and they begin to make their way over. And they are going, hold on, let me look at this, to pull out their light crossbows and aim at Leaf, who has just killed a man. Not their brother, sorry, a thug. And yeah, they're going to shoot at you, Leaf. That's going to miss. And that's going to miss. They both miss. Samantha and Erica both. And they go, "You just killed him! I can't believe you killed him!" Like, that was... Erica looks at you and goes, "He was my first kiss." And, is not happy with you and wants to kill you. Let's see. Jones Thug, the only one, after watching you kill his twin brother, other Jones Thug, is pretty upset and is going to swing on Sentinel and is going to miss. And Tom Jones is going to try and grab Kiva again. Kiva, can you make a saving throw for me? Yeah, and you beat it, and you managed to grab out of his view, or save from him. Wait, you rolled a 16, so yeah.
Yeah, I was rolling with advantage though.
Okay, and then Donnie Jones Leaf is going to try and stab you, and he misses. So, yeah, and now it is Sentinel's turn.
Okay. And so, have taken that attack from the unsuccessful attack from the thug, Sentinel's gonna just say, "Have it your way," as he is going to reach forward to the thug and use shocking grasp on him.
Go for it.
Now, he wouldn't by chance be wearing the metal armor, would he?
He is not wearing metal armor.
Okay.
These guys are wearing leather armor.
9.
9 does not hit. Apologies. Yeah, no, you go for it, and he's like, "What do you?" He's like, "Just." He looks at you and he goes, "Why? No, just take the hit, man. Just take the hit." And he seems to be confused on why a robot that looks like it's made for service is all of a sudden attacking him. You know, like it's like if you know how when if you kicked a Roomba, you don't expect a Roomba to fight back. So seeing the fact that a man-sized Roomba is fighting back, he's so confused. He's so confused by you, Sentinel. Your documents have not been published yet. Word of your death has not been spread around widely, or your work yet. So no one really knows. Constructs do exist, but not like at your level.
I'm special.
Yeah. He's so confused. Let's move to Leaf.
All right, I think suddenly the premonition that maybe he should not be killing these guys strikes his head.
I think after you killed the other one, you're like, "Jesus Christ, I just killed somebody," and now you're
Yeah,
like,
and I was like,
not...
okay, maybe I should non-lethally now.
Yeah.
Sorry, team. I did not know.
I didn't know either.
So I'm going to hit my club again, but aimed non-lethally at Donnie.
Okay, go for it.
21.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
8 damage.
All right. You do 8 damage to Donnie. Hold on 1 second. Let me write that down. He is hurt. He spits out a bit of blood. You probably like push it into his stomach a little bit. You're like, "Oh!" And he looks at you, goes, "What the hell?" And yeah, he's gonna try and swing at you this next turn. It is Kiva's turn.
I think once again she's gonna be like, "Get the hell away from me!" and she's gonna swing her scimitar. And hopefully this time it will hit. Does a 12 hit?
It does hit. So, hold on, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check here. Yeah, 12 hits.
Yay.
Yeah, do roll your damage.
And what?
Okay.
5 damage. Oh.
So are you stabbing this man, whacking this man? What's happening?
It's more of like a slash, like I don't want you near me. Go away.
I think you slash him on his arm, and it really hurts him. And he's like, ah, what? Like, and he reels back for a second, and this is where in the movies you realize that the villain is sexist, and he says something along the lines of like, yeah, just like calling you, not, how do I put this? He's calling you like,
wench.
yeah, he's like, you winch, but I don't know of a word that he would actually say, because it's not like any bad word. Oh, okay. Here's what he calls you. He calls you. He goes, God, uptight. And he is gonna draw his scimitar and try and slice you. Yeah. Cause he just wanted a hug. Now let's see. It is his turn.
He came up to me and
actually.
asked where my hug at. Is that what you're implying?
That's
Where my
that's
hug
what I'm
at?
implying. And he rolled. What's your AC, Kiva?
My AC is a nice crisp 13.
He's gonna hit.
Oh god. Oh no.
And he's gonna do. Hold on. How much damage do bandits do? Okay, he is gonna do that much damage. Let's see here. He's gonna do 5 damage.
Oh damn.
And he's like, "That's what you get. That's what you get." All right. Let's see here. Samantha Jones and Erica Jones taking shots at Leaf. Leaf, what's your AC? They're gonna
18.
miss anyways. It doesn't matter. They miss. Donnie Jones slicing at Leaf. Oof, Leaf. Yeah, you're taking
That
damage
crit?
on this one, my friend. Not a crit. Not killing Kiva. Let's see here. You were gonna take 4 damage.
Okay, I can. Yeah.
And then
fine.
the twin is gonna swing at Sentinel again, and Sentinel, I want you to go ahead and swing an attack roll for me, as this man is now he tries to kick you, but loses his balance and he incurs an attack of opportunity. Go ahead and you're rolling that one, guys. Go ahead and roll an attack roll on him.
Okay, do I get to choose which one then, or
Yeah, you get to choose.
or would,
You can. I would say shock and grasp, since you are already trying to do that.
yeah, I'm probably gonna do that again.
Yeah, go for that.
21.
That hits. Yeah, roll your damage. Okay.
3.
Yeah, you hit this man, and he is like, what the, God, fucking God, and he just is like, he's mad, and he is prone, so you will now have an advantage on your next attack.
Also, Will, I keep forgetting to do this. I'm sorry. If I hit someone in my club, they have to make a DC 14 strength save or be prone.
All right.
If I connect and do damage, yeah.
All right, hold on. Yeah, no. Who did you? We'll retcon
Donnie.
that in a minute. We'll retcon that in a minute here.
Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Donnie missed, right?
He missed on me. Yeah.
You. No,
he did. Yeah, 4.
All right. Well, seeing his family absolutely whiff, the man himself steps out, and from the trees and from the bushes, you hear, "Well, well, well. My family couldn't take care of you. I even warned them. I told them you'd be coming here. Came in right on me right as I had killed the sheriff earlier. Glad you thought I worked there, though. I can give you some badges. But
I wanted those badges. No, killing him.
Biggest bully of all.
It's gonna be pretty hard prying the badges from a dead man. And so he is going to come out and he is going to try and take a shot on Sentinel here, seeing as you have a man down in front of you. Sentinel, what's your AC?
14.
Yeah, he hits. And he does. Sorry, he throws a dagger at you. And he does. Dice. Can you guys hear this? Yeah, he does. He does 3 damage to you.
Okay.
By the way, it is the DM's guide that the bandits are in. Cool. So, Dan Jones has appeared on the battlefield, everybody. It is now Sentinel's turn.
Okay. I am probably going to try and shock and grasp the person that I knocked prone.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
Okay.
13.
11,
That hits.
13, and yeah, let's ignore that
13,
second one.
13 hits. Alright, roll your damage. 2. Alright.
2.
Yeah.
I'm
this
essentially
man
just, I'm
has
just trying to just taser him, just
yeah,
non-lethally, of course.
He's been tased, and he's like, stop, stop, and you just keep getting him while he's down. All right, let's move to Leaf.
All right. I am gonna attack Donnie again just to get him off me.
All right, go ahead.
17.
17 hits. 17 hits. Go for it, my friend.
That's gonna be 10 damage. I'm gonna just say nighty night and just knock him out.
And you hit him on top of his head. He goes, "Hey!" and falls backwards. Yeah, Donnie is passed out. Can I rotate this? No, I can't. All right, Donnie is passed out. He's done. Dunzo.
And
go movement. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna to Dan and move over
He
to
looks
him.
at you. He looks at you and goes,
I want.
So, he's gone. Like this guy, whatever. And he goes, I think when you do that, he looks at you and goes, "Well, aren't you a little bully?" And yeah, with that, it's now Kiva's turn.
Okay, so since he called me uptight, I think she's not gonna care about saving this one a little bit. So can I have him roll a con save?
Yeah, he can roll a con save. What's the save?
14.
Yeah, he's fails.
Then I'm gonna cast poison spray and look at him dead in the eyes and call him a beta cuck.
Well, he's still alive.
Damn it.
Good try.
I'm not. Well, I'm just saying. You want to call me uptight, you fucking beta male?
Yeah, he goes and he looks at. He coughs a little bit. And he goes, "I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna enjoy it."
Try it.
Let's see who else. Oh, it's his turn. He is gonna try it. You say try it, and he goes, "Okay." He swings at you. What's your AC again?
13.
He hits.
Cool.
And
Sick.
He does 4 damage.
Yeah, and what? Okay. Shake it off. Shake it off.
How much health are you at?
6.
That's because of the level up too, isn't it?
Yeah, so I would have been dead.
I would
act.
Be downed.
Yeah.
Be downed.
So.
All right. So let's go to the other bandits. We'll go to the Jones thug. He's gonna stand up in front of Sentinel, use half of his movement, and take an attack here. What's your AC again?
14.
Yeah, he hits. He does 6 damage. Yikes. Alright, and then Samantha and Erica. Erica is gonna look at Kiva and go and be like, I get it, it's Tom, but but also he's family. And take a shot at you.
And you're gonna hurt a fellow woman. You're
And she hits.
girl
She-
code.
Oh no! Oh no!
Girl code. Girl code. Girl code. Erica.
Erica hits, and I need to look at this damage. Oh Jesus. Okay.
It's a 1d8, I think.
Let's see here. How much hit points did you have left?
6.
You are downed. She did maximum damage.
What? Oh.
Ava!
With that.
Oh, is Nutmeg in the battle, by the way?
Does your familiar can it make attacks?
It can, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say Nutmeg is in the battle, but I don't know if familiars can make attacks. I think they can like assist you.
Yeah. Okay.
So Nutmeg's in the battle, yes. Nutmeg is there, growling at Tom and biting at his ankles. Nutmeg is not very much a offensive beast. He's grown up with Kiva. Think about Kiva.
Mhm.
Kiva's not fighting people. So Nutmeg
No.
is just like, what? Stop.
Scratches.
Yeah. But yeah, Kiva passes out, and Nutmeg lays flat on top of you to try and protect you. All right, we are gonna move to. Oh, Samantha's taking a shot at Leaf. Leaf, what's your AC?
18.
That misses. And the Dan Jones is gonna step up to you, Leaf. You are not flanked, by the way. And he is gonna he's gonna look at you right in the face and go, "There's too many of us." And he's gonna roll to attack, and he's gonna miss. And he's gonna roll to attack again, and he's gonna miss. All right,
Okay.
It's now Kiva. No, sorry, Sentinel.
Okay. Seeing that Kiva has been knocked out, I will actually risk an opportunity of attack to try and attack Tom Jones.
All right. The Jones thug swings at you, and he misses. So you will now try and attack Tom Jones. You can, I would say you would do so with advantage, but Kiva is passed out, so there's no advantage there.
Okay.
Flanking the person does need to be up. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
I can grasp. These are at
Jesus
20.
Whoa.
Christ!
Jesus.
Roll your damage twice. 3.
Wow. 3.
And roll it again.
No, that was already both. That was both.
That was both?
I rolled a
Alright.
1 and a 2.
Oh my god.
How do you are you killing this man, or are you making him pass out?
Pass out.
Alright. You grab this man by the throat.
Actually, no. Fun. Grab by the face.
Okay, you grab him by the face, and he looks at you, and he's confused. He's like, "What? I didn't say. I just said she was uptight. I didn't say anything bad." And then immediately his body is electrified, and he is, and he passes out. Yeah, this one is gone. Tom Jones. Yeah.
I rise, call him a beta, and then I fall back down.
Yeah, Tom Jones is gonzo. He is passed out. It's now Leaf's turn.
All right. I'm gonna be like, yes, too many of you, but none seem to be hitting, and I'm gonna club him.
All right, go for it.
Oh,
Oh.
boo. Okay.
That is a boo, and he's gonna go. We seem to be missing, and yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Is that it for your turn?
Could I?
You
Now,
incur 2 attacks of opportunity if you moved away.
no. See. No, I already attacked, so I couldn't say. Oh, actually, could I make this reckless to have advantage? But
Yeah, no.
yeah, I already rolled. I think. I'll incur 2, and go over to, pick up Kiva, and like sling her over my shoulder.
Okay. Dan Jones goes prone.
Goes prone.
Yep. And the other Jones thug misses. Dan
Okay.
Jones stumbles and goes prone.
Nat 1.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, you have Kiva. Do either of you have healing?
I do not have healing.
All
For
right.
other people, no.
Awesome.
Fun. We move to Kiva. Kiva, make a death saving throw for me. Now, I'm going to say this is what happens with death saving throws. Let me go ahead and explain them for the audience here. So, if you make a death saving throw and it's above a 10, I believe, right? A 10?
Mhm.
That's a success. If you roll, and you need 3 successes to come back, right? And then you are stabilized at 1 hit point, and you can do stuff. A natural 20 is 2 successes. A natural 1 is 2 failures. Anything above a 10 is a success. Anything below a 10 is a failure. Now, if you get 3 successes, you come back. Like I said, if you get 3 failures, you die for good. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if Kiva dies for good in a flashback. But
Yeah.
the odds are in your favor. So roll a d20. All right. 1 success. Mark 1 success. All right. We are going to pass on to the bandits. All right. Jones Thug is going to come at you, Leaf, and he's going to swing. And he's going to miss. Erica Jones is wanting to get into the melee, so she's going to drop her crossbow and come to you, Leaf, and she's going to swing. And your AC is 18, so she's going to miss. Samantha Jones is going to take a shot at Sentinel. Ooh, and is going to hit. Sentinel, you take 6 damage. You're not down. How high are you? Where are you?
6.
You're at 6. Okay. Dan Jones is going to use half of his movement and get up. And he is going to come stand beside Sentinel. He's going to take a swing at Sentinel. And Sentinel, what's your AC?
14.
Yeah, he misses. He really does miss. All right. Yeah, that's going to be their turn. And when they do hit you, Sentinel, Samantha goes, "That's for Tom. He may have been pretty bad, but like, still." And now it is Sentinel's turn.
Go back. Can. It's my turn. Oh, Sentinel's turn. Oh, okay.
My turn. Let's see. What can I do?
Shocking Grasp is a great one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there we go.
I don't want to use Fireball just yet because PTSD reasons.
Yeah, real.
So
Firebolt
yeah, I think
could
Shocking
be, this
Grasp
could
is.
be, but this could be where you use Firebolt to kind of like get past it.
I mean, unless you're okay with maybe like a point blank range Firebolt.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's nothing in the rules that.
Samantha.
Well, there's nothing in the rules that states disadvantage at close range.
Well, then go for it then.
Okay. Then, in a panic, Sentinel is gonna flip out the crossbow in his arm and then use Firebolt on
Alright.
Dan Jones at a 19.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
And for damage, 9.
Let me actually see. 1 second. Okay. Whew. Alright. Good to know. Alright, you do 9 damage to Dan Jones. He is severely hurt, but he looks at you and laughs and goes, "Fire. That, I should have thought about it. We should have burned the town down. That would have been great. Oh well. Maybe next time."
PTSD flashbacks
Yeah.
running through Sentinel's mind.
Well, he takes it and he doesn't eat it, but it hurts. It is now, let's see here, Leaf's turn. I would say, Leaf, you're able to attack normally with Kiva on your back right now for flavor. The context being you're a pretty hefty dude. You can hold her on your back while you fight.
Okay. I'm going to Sentinel, what's your health at?
6.
Okay, I am going to take opportunity attacks from Jones Thug. With Kiva on my arms and go up and attack Dan.
On this side.
Okay, you will take an attack of opportunity from Jones Thug and Erica Jones.
Okay,
Hit.
alrighty.
4, 7.
All right, that's 11, and that's halved because I'm in rage.
Okay. So, and rounded up, so it's gonna be 6.
6, got it.
Right? It's rounded up, I believe.
Yep.
Not rounded down.
Let me check.
Look at the text. If it says rounded down, 5.
Whenever I see it, I usually see it rounded down.
It's just a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Well, we'll round down then. Go to 5.
All right.
5 damage. How much health are you at over there?
21.
Okay.
Oh.
You're fine.
Oh, how the rich get richer.
That's as I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take these opportunity attacks.
All right.
And I'm gonna go for Dan again.
Yeah, go for it.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Yay. All right, that's gonna be 11 damage on him, and he has to make a strength 14.
How are you clobbering Dan Jones into the ground?
It's like,
Bye, bully.
It's like, guess we're the real counter bullies, and I just sock him with the club.
Well, that actually doesn't make sense because counter bullies are, and then he doesn't get halfway through it.
I take his badge.
You take his badge. All right. Yeah,
Find another badge for me.
All right.
Dan Jones is down, and seeing that Dan Jones is down, Samantha is angry and upset. Kiva, roll.
Oh, I forgot I had to do that. Uh-oh. Roll.
Oh.
Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Kiva,
Oh!
you hear Kiva begin to breathe again on your back, as she is up. Kiva,
I'm
welcome
alive.
back.
Thank you.
Now Samantha, it's now the bandits' turns. Samantha's taking a pot shot at Leaf. All right, she hits. 3 damage, so 1 damage if you're in rage. All right. Jones Thug is gonna move here, swing on Sentinel. Erica is gonna move here, swing on Sentinel. Natural 20.
Oh.
And a hit. So. That is a total of, 18 damage.
Oh no.
What is your max?
What's your
Yeah, can I say no?
What's your maximum hit points?
It's 21. It doesn't kill me outright.
Okay. Doesn't kill you outright. You can say no here if you don't want to go down, but you're not going to die.
No, I'm saying no mostly just as like a joke, like saying no, I don't want to take damage. But no.
Well, because you know that there is that like intervention thing I'm giving you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You go down, my friend. 18 damahe to the face. And when you go down, Erica spits on you. And goes, that's for I don't know. She says the name of the Jones Thug or whoever. Who did you shock? Tom. She goes, that's for Tom. And spits on you. Yeah, it is now. It's now your turn. Make a saving throw.
Yay. Is there any place like directly to roll it, or do I just roll a d20?
You just roll a d20. Roll a flat d20.
Okay. Roll. Nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
Damn.
2 successes. All right. It is now Leaf's turn. Leaf, they just spun his block.
I'm gonna go down and attack Jones Thug down here.
All right, go for it.
Are you still on my back?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I would say she hops off. She hops.
Okay,
off
I'll
before
hop
she comes
off.
up.
Okay.
I'm alive.
7 damage to Jones Thug right there.
God. Okay. How do you?
Wait, did you roll the
feel-
hit?
Yeah,
Oh
you
wait,
roll to
did
hit?
I? Oh, I'm
I
so
don't think you
sorry.
rolled the hit.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
was like, maybe he figured out the AC. I guess.
18.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
It
You
hits.
okay.
do
7
And then
damage.
we'll
We'll
use
use the
the
7
damage.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you knocking this dude out?
I think I'm just swinging wildly at this point, just like my club trying to get to Erica.
Okay. As you are swinging wildly, you knock this dude out. He passes out. Erica shrieks and is surprised. Kiva, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Actually, Kiva, can you roll a perception check for me?
Of course, I sure can. I'm down to 12.
Dan Jones is still breathing raggedly. He's not breathing like he's passed out.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly. I'm gonna be like, hey Leaf, curb stomp him, and then I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on myself. And then if Sentinel's still down, I'm gonna Cure Wounds him next.
Okay.
Would
So
that
I'm gonna.
actually work?
What?
Said would that actually work though?
Yeah, if you heal someone while they're down.
Yeah.
Well,
if
what's
you
his
don't go down,
deficit?
they go back up.
No, but I'm saying, does it work on a Warforged construct?
Since it's magic, yes. If it was
Yeah.
a medicinal check, it would be different. That's for yourself?
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. All right, cool. So I'm pretty sure you only get to do that one time, right? All right, so we will now. You tell Leaf to curb stomp him. It is now the bandits' turns.
I don't know what that is, but do it.
How loudly do you tell him to curb stomp Dan?
I don't think she'd scream it, but she's just like, obviously she's upset. She almost died to him, like from a girl moment. She's pissed at that, but she'll just be like, she's like
Okay,
while
I
healing
would
herself.
I would say that he hears you say this and goes, clever, clever, and stands up and kind of brushes off the grass off of him, and he is going to swing at you, Kiva,
God damn.
for calling it out. Yeah, and he hits you.
Uh-huh.
And he does. How much damage does he do? Okay, not bad.
Not bad. He does 12 damage.
He does 5 damage to you.
What do you mean, not bad?
And then he swings again.
What?
What's your AC?
13.
He hits.
God.
And he does.
Catch a break.
Let the
How many
woman
hit points
live.
do you have? How many hit points?
7. I have 7 to my name.
Fun fact: he does 6.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
All right, cool. And he looks at you and he goes, "Tom was right." That's all he says.
Oh,
yeah.
Reese's Jordan's Leaf.
It is Erica's turn. She's gonna take a swing at Sentinel. She's gonna miss. And then Samantha's gonna pop a shot at Leaf here. Leaf, what's your? Nope, she misses. I keep asking your AC. It's 18 by now. Yeah, she misses. It is now Sentinel's turn.
Hey.
Wait, why did someone try to swing at Sentinel? That doesn't make sense. He's down. Oh well, that's how I'm playing.
I mean, I'm
Go
pretty
ahead.
sure in the rules you can still like hit the down person and then they gain.
You can, and then kill him. Go for it. Make a roll
Wow.
for your save. What'd you get?
That is also, I feel like something's wrong because I got 2 nat 20s.
Oh, nice. You're up, Sentinel.
Let me just roll the. Okay, good. It is just by luck I got 2 nat 20s. Ignore
Nice.
that 6 I just rolled.
Nice. So you are now up, and you have 1 hit point, and you are stabilized. Maybe your components aligned back up properly, and you were able to fix yourself a little bit. Okay. Leaf, your turn. Dan Jones just swung on Kiva.
I'm gonna
and-
tackle Dan. I'm just gonna go and just like start.
King.
Swing.
Unarmed strike check.
Sure.
If I'm trying to tackle him and then take him, just start punching him while he's down.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Weren't you doing it recklessly?
I didn't say what. I didn't say.
Oh, I thought it. Okay, my bad. Oops.
It's okay.
Oopsie doodles.
He's now looking at you though. He's not looking at Kiva anymore.
I point to the badge. I'm like, this is a real nice. I'm gonna enjoy wearing this while you rot in jail.
Or
He looks
hell.
at you, and he laughs and he goes, "I'll bury your body under that jail."
And I think I do like a.
Okay, and he is probably going to next turn. Kiva, your turn.
Okay, so once again, I'm gonna cure wounds myself because we
Okay.
need someone to heal in this party. So I'm just gonna like,
Ooh,
yeah, back to full.
Alright.
And what?
Cool. Cool. Are you gonna
And-
move around so maybe you can heal Sentinel next turn?
Wouldn't I take
You won't incur because you're still within 5 feet of Dan Jones.
All right, so then I'm just gonna go here, and I'm gonna hide behind everyone else so I don't get hit again.
You should go. No, you should go 1 tile to your left.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, Leaf. Attacks on
Get
Dan
his
Jones
ass.
you will now take at opportunity. Same with you, Sentinel.
advantage.
Any attacks? Yeah, with
Okay.
advantage. Sorry.
Oh, I thought it was just
Uh,
+2 to attack.
No, I'm pretty sure it's advantage. I don't know.
think
I've
it's
played
+2.
it at advantage. We'll play it at advantage here. Yeah. Cool. He's now flanked. Let's go his turn. He's gonna swing at Leaf. He said, "Okay, I'll come at you for real, bro," and he misses. And he hits. Okay. He does 6 damage. Half that.
3.
Samantha takes a shot at you. She misses. And Erica is going to step over the body and swing at Leaf. And she misses. And it is now Kiva's turn. Oh wait, did I skip? No, I skipped. My bad. It's now Sentinel's turn. I skipped Sentinel and Leaf, I think. Did I?
You skip Sentinel.
Alright, Sentinel, your turn.
Okay.
Yeah, because Kiva healed. And the bandit.
Let's do Firebolt at Erica.
Alright, Firebolt at Erica. Go for it.
13.
13 hits. Roll your damage.
1.
1. Alright. Erica's hurt. She's a little singed. Not too hurt, though. Okay. Let's go to... Let's see. Leaf, you swung... Alright, Leaf, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna just I'm gonna roll for an unarmed strike, but I'm gonna describe what I do based if this gets him.
Okay.
All right, let me just. Oh, boo.
He's the leader, right? It's fine, dead or alive.
Mm-hmm. He's the leader, dead or alive.
Cool. Noted.
That doesn't hit.
Don't you get?
Oh no, I get advantage. I get
Yeah.
advantage.
You goob. You get advantage.
18.
Yep, that hits.
All right, it's gonna be 5 damage.
Yep, he takes 5 damage. What did you want to do to him? Grapple him?
I wanted to grapple him and just like throw his head against my like kneecap
Okay.
Oh.
and knock
Yeah,
him. I want him non-lethally.
Yeah, you do that, and he's hurt. But he comes back up, and I was just bit by a bug. That's fun.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh.
He is hurt, but he comes back up, and he goes, all right. He puts his scimitar back in his sheath, and he pulls out his hands, and he's like, all right, let's go. And so he is gonna come at you with both hands next time. Let's go to Kiva.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Sentinel and I'm gonna be like, live for one turn. I gotta do something. And I'm gonna try to stab Dan in the back with my scimitar.
Okay, go for it.
Fuck it. I'm doing this recklessly because he's already preoccupied with someone else.
Do you have reckless attack?
Is that not just a something
It's
that?
a barbarian.
No, that's a
feature.
barbarian thing.
Oh, cool. So then I won't be doing that. I thought it was just
Yeah.
like a way to. Okay, and what? And 21.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at it. By the way, I wanted to go ahead and look up the flank rules just in case, but it's advantage on melee attacks.
Okay.
21.
I'm gonna roll see if I get a crit. I did not.
Okay, 21. Hurt. Yeah, you hit him. Roll your damage.
Oh, come on.
3. You stab him in the back, and you expect him to like wail or be hurt, and he just kind of goes, "Did the little girl behind me just try and hurt me?"
What is with these sexist men?
Listen, it's
God.
a family. I don't know why, but this family is just terrible.
Oh. Where was your mother when you were growing up? How would your mother feel?
Dead. She was dead. Why do you think we stole? We actually
She
have a pretty
clearly-
tragic backstory.
Well, you know what? She clearly killed herself because y'all are just some sexist losers.
No, she actually died of an STD because she was.
Because of you. Because of you.
No, because she worked at the house to pay for all the children that she had because she
Oh,
kept having
no.
children with all these different men because she worked. Anyways.
Are
I
you
have a whole
shaming
backstory.
her?
No,
How
I'm not-
dare
I'm not-
you?
No, she's my mother. What do you mean? So-
Irony. Kiva shaming somebody, or at least shaming somebody about shaming somebody.
Rio.
She only
Okay.
body shames. She ain't
So
above
he's
any
now-
kind of shaming.
He's gonna stab Leaf and he misses. Or actually, no, he's gonna try and punch Leaf and he misses. And he definitely misses the second time as he goes prone. Except I want to flavor it like this: Leaf, he punches you, but you see it coming, and you grab his fist. You now can do a counter punch or throw him to the ground. If you throw him to the ground, you guys will roll with double advantage. If you counter punch, you can do some cool attack, but not roll with double advantage the next turn.
Well, so do I have it? I have advantage right now because he's flanked normally.
Right.
So I'm gonna go for the counterpunch.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that a crit?
nat 20.
That's an out 20.
Okay. Roll your damage.
All right, that's gonna be 10 damage doubles.
10 damage doubled, so that's 20 damage total.
Oh no, it's
so-
5 damage, and that was doubled.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
10 damage. All right, yeah, he is hurt. He is definitely hurt. He looks at you. Tooth comes out. He goes, cracks his neck a little bit, and goes, "All right, okay, gotta give him a head straight after that one."
What are they feeding him?
And he goes, and he does the cool Henry Cavill arm reload where he goes like, and gets back up again. He's still standing. Samantha's gonna take a shot at you. And your AC is what?
18.
18? Yeah, I'm gonna always ask that. I need to see exactly what it is. She hits.
Okay.
I was like, this is close. I don't know if this hits or not. And she is gonna do 4 damage to you.
That's half the 2.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Then Hold on 1 second. I have to respond to someone. Cool. How much health do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm at 15.
Okay, so she's not doing anything to you. We have Erica gonna swing at you, Leaf. Because she got burned by the machine, but the machine didn't do nothing. She's gonna hit. And she's gonna do 3 damage to you.
Okay, is it down to 1?
Yeah, down to 1. Yeah, so Erica is like stabs. I think it's fun to think about it this way. Stabs you, but it meets like some of the rocky surface, and it slightly cuts you, but it doesn't take purchase. That's how I'm gonna justify like the 1 damages. Cool. So now we are back to Sentinel.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go back to Shocking Grasp on
Shocking
Erica.
grasp. Okay, go ahead.
24.
Jesus, go for it.
What's that? That's a 6.
All right, Erica.
Also, I think I forgot
is-
to mention is that Erica can no longer take reactions
Well, Erica
until next turn.
is now tased and on the ground convulsing, but still alive. She takes it and she goes, so every few seconds she'll twitch. But other than that, she's not making any movement. She is breathing though.
Girl code. Girl code.
Now, you've really made them. You've really done it. They're super angry now. No, I'm just kidding. There's no second stage. 5 more bandits pop out. No. It is now Leaf's turn.
All right. Mm,
Do a overhead like wow.
I was gonna do that. Yeah, I have advantage, so might as well. All right.
Give him that 20.
Does that 14 hit?
14 does miss.
Upsetting.
He looks at you
I
and,
think
and maybe it's because you punched him. I think he just moves a little bit quicker.
All right, and I think I'm just gonna try to keep his attention on me.
Oh, he's paying attention to you.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do a little dance.
Okay. It is now Kiva's turn.
Okay, Chris, are you gonna try to get Samantha next?
Probably.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Chris on Sentinel to make sure he still is alive.
Go ahead.
That's a 10. Heal 10.
Nice. Okay. We will move to the main man himself, Dan Jones. He's gonna swing at Leaf, and he's gonna miss, and he's gonna miss, and he does a quick 1-2, but it's not enough, and you dodge. Samantha's gonna shoot at you, Leaf.
Can't handle the rhythm.
The rhythm of the ride.
And Samantha crits.
Okay.
In a good
I've
way
been
for her, not for you guys. And she's gonna do 9 damage.
All right. I'm gonna Stone's Endurance.
Okay.
So 1d12 plus 4.
Actually, wait. Give me a second. There's something important. So you use Cure Wounds, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna block 14. So I eat her attack.
All right. Cool.
I would like to make something important to note, and obviously you're the DM, so you have you rule over all. It says this spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Cure Wounds.
Undead or constructs. For right now, it does. Just for
Okay.
today. In the future, we'll play it.
Okay.
Probably not, but for today, it does.
Okay.
Just because it doesn't make sense if it doesn't right now. In the
Alright.
future, sure. maybe Chris comes to you, Kiva, later down the line and goes, I heard you doing magic on me, but I didn't feel anything. But okay, yeah, Samantha took her shot and she made it big in this world and did absolutely nothing. It is now Sentinel's turn.
Okay. Sentinel is going to take a shot at Samantha with Firebolt.
Go ahead. 9 does not
9.
hit. It goes just wide of her, I would say, and I think she's now locking back onto you, zeroing you in with her crossbow.
Okay.
Okay. Leaf.
Well, I want to finish this fight. So I'll just finish this fight. I need to win over Dan. All right. Or
15 hits.
oh,
Hallelujah.
another crit.
Another crit. Roll the damage.
Oh, hallelujah.
Well, that's just 10 damage.
Just 10.
Just 10.
10
Another 10 damage.
You knock him, and he goes to his knee, and he gets back up, and he's clearly seeing double now.
Like, it's like, I think I say to him, just like, now, do you want to come back with us and, go where bullies belong?
I'm never giving up.
All right. I put my fist back up.
Okay. It is Kiva's turn.
I'm gonna try to stab him again. I want to stab him in his heart from the back if I must.
Go for it.
But I get advantage.
You hit.
But I get advantage.
Roll the damage. You stab him through his heart. And he goes to his knees, your scimitar still through his chest. You try to pull it out at first, and it's not budging. And he looks up at you, Leaf, and goes, fuck the badge. And falls over and is dead.
I turn to the camera and I say, well, victory for women.
Samantha, seeing Dan die, begins to immediately cry and starts to run away. She's only going to make it 10 feet because she is going to turn around and shoot at Sentinel. And Sentinel, what's your AC?
14.
She hits. She's going to do 5 damage to you, Sentinel. And she's going to continue to run away this way. Okay, are you guys chasing after Samantha? It is now...
I have a spell that
Sentinel's
is a...
Oh, yeah, whoops. I think it's guys in general, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you're chasing after her in general. So, Sentinel, it's your turn. What are you doing?
I think I'm probably going to make chase very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think probably call it saying it would probably be best for you to surrender.
She's crying. She's sobbing. She's not responsive. She's sobbing.
I'm going to hold off for right now.
Okay. It is now Leaf's turn.
I'm gonna try to huck a spear at her legs.
Oh.
Okay.
Damn, Arisa.
I'm like, she's crying.
Wow.
She's sobbing about the fact that her brother is dead. Her other brother was murdered by you guys because you didn't know that you were gonna do lethal damage, and everyone else is knocked out. And you're like, I'm gonna hug a spear at her. I think that's so funny. Go for it. Go for it. Make sure you're within range, and then go for it.
Okay. I am in with range. That's gonna be a dex hit. Dex is not my strong suit, but we're gonna.
It's still a pretty good stat.
All right. Is a 15 hit?
It hits. Roll your damage.
1d6 plus 4. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be 6 damage. But it's
Okay,
in. I aim for her legs.
Yeah, so you clip her. You don't get her, but you clip her, and she stumbles for a second, but she's still going full force, running away. Do you move to try and get closer?
Yeah, I'm gonna chase after her. Fall. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, Kiva.
I'm gonna walk right here, and I'm gonna quickly just curb stomp Tom. And I'm gonna cast Chill Touch, which has a range of 120 feet, and I'm gonna roll for that.
Go ahead.
Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Man, these rolls 2 damage.
Samantha, are you lethal or non-lethal?
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Look,
I don't want to kill her.
I want to contribute to the economy. All right.
Yeah, you're right. I'll do it for the economy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be lethal.
Samantha freezes in place. Sentinel, you notice her tears, which were very clearly showing, freeze on her face, and there's actually a few like lines where she was crying that absolutely freeze, and she collapses onto the ground. We are now out of combat.
Oh my god.
We are now out of combat. Yeah, I would say you're able to probably put together something to drag all these bodies out of here if you want to return to town.
Do we have like a
and-
wagon? Or...
I'm gonna rush to leave and jump in his arms and be like, "Thanks so much, you saved me."
Well, you
Be like,
you
"There's
go to
probably
town,
never
go
gonna
get
be."
a wagon or a horse or something, and then return and grab all of these guys. No one's probably gonna steal them. Yeah, that is our session for today. You guys did a great job. I didn't expect you to. I was gonna have Dan Jones, like I was gonna have you like walk away and him be like, get up and start doing stuff, but no, you noticed. So that's kind of cool. This was the Jones gang.
Do we get money from this?
Yes. Hold on, let me write this down. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then Dan is 15, so that's 65, plus the one you already killed, so that's 70. Okay, 70
Wow.
gold split between the three of you, so we'll say 20 GP each, and a 10 gold piece price for what they're calling finder's fee. It's for the stool and for for the fact that they need to fix
Get
the
their
sheriff
economy going.
problem, fix the sheriff problem because he's dead now. And you're saying, and you just killed the guy who killed him, so now there's no evidence that Dan killed him, and you guys are the new people in town, so it's kind of a way of also waving, like, pointing blame at you. So
Do we each get 20?
Yeah, we
so
each get 20.
each of you gets 20 gold piece. Yes. Go ahead and add that to your inventory. Okay, and as you make your way back into town, you are back in that very much a western town with grass hills.
Love the
and
culture.
You hear the sound of trumpets as a parade of people is walking in. It's very much not celebratory, more of like, this is how we walk, this is how we travel. There's a wagon in the center, and there are, it's like a carriage. There's two horses carrying it, and around them are two armored, almost knight-looking people riding in on horses, and several, about 6, walking along, following them. And among those walking, you recognize, you the player, not you the character. You recognize Alaric in there. He has come to
He-
town.
Eva turns to Leaf and says, I wonder if this guy's going to be any significance to the plot.
Yeah, he is coming to town with his group, and they announce and they head towards what appears to be a temple in the area that's a little bit run down, and they begin to set up shop. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end here for now. Oh, I see. Dustin said, "Chop chop, story boy. Where's my cameo?" That's funny. But yeah, that's actually where we're gonna end. You guys turn those guys in. You're getting money. Great. What were our thoughts for today? Good.
Very
I
nice.
liked
Yeah.
it. I liked the character moments. I thought it was really fun.
Well, I wanted to make sure that we were able to have the session. It was kind of late notice on what I needed to do, so I knew that I was gonna have you guys probably just do the classic you enter a town, what do you do moments. I'm really glad we got to expand and open on each other's backstories. I liked. Now you guys know where Sentinel's from as people, but not as characters. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We had some cool moments. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think we're gonna head out for today. So thank you everybody for showing up. This has been No Theoretical Bias. We have shows every Friday, and sometimes on Sunday, I guess. So adios.
I took two.
Business can